Welcome, everyone, this evening to Bern Union High School, the home of the Rockets. I'm Julian Jackson. I have the opportunity of being here this evening with Miss Emma Irvin, the lead analyst for 270 Hoops. And we are here brought to you the first annual 270 Hoops Battle for the City. And this is powered by Nova Village and presented to you by Score on Air Network. Emma, tell us a little bit about why we're here today.
Yeah, so this is our inaugural year for Girls 270 Hoops, really diving into the scene. We're excited to have this event. We want to get these kids exposure, even from a young age in that freshman class, all the way up through seniors. So we're excited for a really good event tonight. These kids can play.
Okay. We are very excited for an event this evening, and I know that this is the first of 4 games
Yep.
in 2 days. So we have Tuesday. We're going to be looking at freshmen, the best of the best, some of the best of the best.
Yes.
All invited, I understand, could not be here. Other commitments, perhaps vacations that were pre-planned. Of course, during a year during COVID, we're blessed to be able to have whatever we can get.
Exactly. We're really excited to be here. I know there are kids who play other sports, softball happens, family vacations happen. So we're really happy to have this group together just to put this many kids on the floor and play some games.
And one thing when I look at the rosters that were given to us, one of the things I saw on the end and one of the very last columns was the GPA of some of these students. Now, how important is it that we have students that not only are driven to be great athletes, but knowing that student comes first are driven by their GPAs?
For sure. When you're being recruited, GPA is a hugely important part. Kids will unfortunately be shot down for a low GPA, so we want to see kids who are excelling both on the court and off the court, as both are really, really important. And these girls, man, do they have high GPAs? That is really exciting, and you can see it on the floor too. They all have a high basketball IQ. They make the right plays, and they play hard constantly.
I just think it's incredible how we were able to, hone in and be able to give honor and respect to those in so many different classes in the race to be able to get these kids on to the next level. And the young ladies we're going to be watching today in the first of 2 games this evening. And I also understand we're also going to have 3-point contest tonight.
Yeah, I believe we do have a 3-point contest for each grade group tonight. So
Okay. No, very excited to be able to watch all of that. And as they are going over starters for this evening and rosters for each team, this is the freshmen, the class of 2024. And then we're going to be looking forward to the second game this evening, which is going to be the class of 2023 and the
yep.
sophomores this year, which a lot of them we've seen. And of course, tomorrow then we'll be looking at the juniors and then the seniors, class of 2022 and class of 2021 this year.
Tear down the gymnasium for the spectators and the coaches, and have the gym clean before the sophomore group comes
And as
in.
they are going
Do the
through
spectators
starting
have their
lineups and
license to engage in
expectations
the
for what we're
gymnasium
looking
on
at,
all
while we do
surfaces?
have some
High
fans in
school
the crowd
freshmen and
this
even
evening
staff.
here at Bern Union High
Anyone
School,
credentialed
very
media
excited to be
must
able to do
exit the
something like
gymnasium
that. Of
following
course, all
completion
protocol
of the
here
first
in
session.
place
We thank
for
you for
mask
your
wearing and
cooperation in this
social
matter.
distancing in the crowd.
Ladies and
So,
gentlemen,
very
our host
fortunate
for
to
this
be able to
evening's
have that type of
contest
experience as we
features
know the barriers
football.
that
It
we've
is the
had to
great
get through
theme that has been
throughout this
nicknamed
year
Oregon
to
Ball.
this point. So, fortunate to be able to have it, and we'll
Ladies
continue
and
to do
gentlemen,
so.
we live in a great country with freedoms like no other. To honor those who have served this wonderful country and who are serving this country, we ask that you please stand for the
We'll now
playing
stand and
of our
remove our caps
national
for the
anthem.
national anthem here. Always lovely to be able to hear the anthem played. And a big thank you to Bern Union High School for hosting this event. And we've got two teams here, the away freshman team.
First for the Central Ohio All-Star team. From Johnstown, number 6.
And the Johnstown,
Abigail Atkins.
listening in for
Number 23
who it is
from
that
Tees Valley, Alyssa Horsley.
is coaching each team, and now they're going over the starting lineup. Now the OCC All-Stars, we'll go ahead and run down this list for you. Aaliyah Younger, number 2, and these are all freshmen. So remember that. These are all freshmen here. Number 2, Aaliyah Younger from Gahanna Lincoln High School, standing at 5 feet 7 inches, the first starter. Zoe Geis from Westerville South, standing at 5 foot 6, playing point guard at number 11. We've also got Grace Groves, and Marysville actually has 2 entries into this contest today. Grace Groves from Marysville at 5 foot 8, guard, and she's wearing number 44 this evening. Her teammate JoJo Eberhardt from Marysville, 5 foot 7, guard, wearing number 21. And last but not least there, the lone star from Big Walnut, Tegan Nage. Is that correct?
I think it is correct.
Tegan Nage, okay. From Big Walnut, she's standing at 5 foot 10 inches, and she is the power forward for that team. The Central Ohio All-Stars, though, they're going to be in the dark jerseys. We've got Emily Bratton from Bloom Carroll, standing at 5 feet 8 inches, and she's wearing number 3 on the court. But we also have another number 3 in her own jersey from Granville, standing at 5 feet 6 inches. Number 3 is Aaliyah Moore in the dark jersey. Ella Proper from Danville, standing at 5 feet 6 inches, and she's number 15, playing the points. Harper Honorino from Granville is standing at 6 feet tall. She's playing forward at number 32. And then Ellie Bruce from Fisher Catholic, another 6-footer, and she's playing forward as well, and she's number 22. So if you're looking at just height and size right now, Emma, have you seen any of these girls play throughout this season? I mean, what should we be looking for?
Yeah, I think we've seen almost every single one of them, or maybe every single one of them, play at least a game this season. All of these girls can play, and I'm really excited to see some of these bigger kids go up against each other. This freshman class is really tall already, and I'm sure they'll continue to grow over their 4 years. But it'll be really interesting. Both sides bringing some height today.
And we're at center court for tip-off. And it looks as if we've got Grace Groves of Marysville at the line for the tip, going up against Ellie Bruce of Fisher Catholic. 6 foot on 5'8". And Fisher Catholic's going to take, or the OCC All-Stars, I'm sorry, Central Ohio All-Stars are going to win that tip.
It's going to be a challenge all night.
And a charge to the basket by number 32, Harper Anarino of Granville. And she's fouled in the act of shooting, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. And Emma, what I'm noticing here is a lot of these athletes out on the floor, they seem to have a great hint of fashion. I see a lot of brand new shoes.
They do. They have a lot of shiny shoes, and this year I think we saw even more colorful shoes than normal. Usually you're seeing kids in their standard colors, but as we're getting further and further into life, we're seeing crazier and crazier combinations out here.
A lot of sneakerheads out in the crowd, and the younger they get, the more shoes they have, it seems. And a drive to the basket by JoJo Eberhardt of Marysville. No good. And the 2 free throws from the All-Star and Anarino were sunk as the Central Ohio All-Stars lead 2-0. Ball out of bounds. And this is going to stick with the Central Ohio All-Stars. Pass in by Harper Anarino. Looking for a teammate. Goes to Danville. Ella Proper. Proper passes that off to... Oh, it's the other number 3. I'm sorry. Emily Bratton. A little confused here to start, but we're okay. And charging down the floor for the OCC All-Stars. And that's JoJo Eberhardt of Marysville. Had the last 2 shots, and now it's all tied up. OCC versus Central with 8 minutes to go. And a 3-point attempt from Emily Bratton is off the mark and then recovered by Ella Proper. Emily Bratton brings the ball to the floor, charges towards the basket. Bratton looks for a teammate, stolen away. Zoe Geis to the basket, and that's 2 points for Zoe Geis.
Great finish at the basket by Zoe. I know she had a really outstanding freshman season this year, especially feeding the ball to Aja Austin. So we look for big things from her coming up.
And a large charge on the inside, and the ball stripped away from Harper Iannarino. And once again, the Marysville freshman taking the ball to the basket with a great left hand. Not able to put it down. 7 minutes, 20 seconds remain. Emily Bratton brings the ball up the floor. Sticking around the perimeter, and a charge going inside by Danville's Ella Proper. That ball out of bounds. And pass going back inside, looking for somebody on the perimeter. Emily Bratton sends the ball back inside to Iannarino, and that's no good.
It's going to be a tough ball game inside for these girls.
Well, and they have all of the size, which is,
Yes.
it's throwing me off a little bit. Is a lot of the girls aren't, really keeping it up tall, standing up tall with it, but the girls down low are feisty and physical, it seems. 3-point shot up, and no good from Granville's Aaliyah Moore.
Aaliyah and Emily both have the ability to absolutely catch fire from three, so this could be interesting as things develop.
And a nice drive to the basket from Gehanna Lincolns. Number 2, Aaliyah Younger. And you have to wonder how much these girls were actually able to prepare for this, obviously, with COVID protocol.
Yep.
Probably not a lot of time to practice.
No, a lot of the time they're getting in the gym on their own if they can get into a gym, and then AAU practices here and there. That definitely has started up now the state tournament's over. But yeah, definitely limited touches in the off season.
And a 3-point shot goes down by Emily Bratton as Aaliyah Younger takes another shot at the basket. A long-range 2-point and rims right out. Ball being brought up by Emily Bratton once again. As you did say, Emma, that each one of these girls, between, I believe you said, Emily and Aaliyah Moore, can catch fire from the 3-point range. So excited to see that.
Absolutely. I think Aaliyah Moore from Granville knocked down more than 50 on the year, which is pretty outstanding, especially as a freshman on a really talented and seasoned Granville team.
And tied up on the way up for a shot to the basket is Ellie Bruce of Fisher Catholic. She's at the line and she'll shoot too, the 6-foot freshman. And you mentioned that the young lady, was it Aaliyah Moore?
Mm-hmm.
Had over 50 3-point baskets this year.
I believe that is what her coach told me, yes.
That is incredible. It seems like the young lady's on her way to being the all-time scorer at her school.
That is the hope, I'm sure.
150 points. I wish I ever had 150 points in anything. Video games or not. And we have substitutions coming out onto the floor as the Central Ohio All-Stars lead the OCC All-Stars by a score of 6-4 with 5 minutes remaining in the first. And on the floor now for the OCC All-Stars, and just passing it in is number 25, Ava Collins. Sends it right on to Aaliyah Younger. Younger brings the ball up the floor. Plays a little shake and bake on the perimeter.
Some great defense.
Sends that ball back on out to Mia Raines. Mia Raines stops ball. Takes a look at teammate Nor Demilla of Westerville South, and that ball ends up out of bounds. Ball brought up the floor here by Abby Price at North Union. Back inside, deflected, and out of bounds. Taking a look down inside to Kennedy Yunkin of Tates Valley, the 6'1" freshman. Pump fake to Yunkin. Ball back inside to Yunkin. Send it back out to the perimeter. Pops up a long range 2. That shot just off the mark by Abigail Adkins, but an offensive rebound. Retains possession for the Central All-Stars, and that's a 3-point shot from Emily Bratton.
It's a pair of them now for Emily.
That's 2 threes for Emily as the Central Ohio All-Stars now go up 9-4 over the OCC All-Stars. You know, and I think there's a little argument to be talked about on whether or not you have your Central Ohio All-Stars, you've got your OCC All-Stars. You know, when it comes to basketball, it's very diverse. And I don't think that any one league holds, you know, I don't think that any one of them is any better than the other, really.
The OCC was pretty tough this year with Newark heading to the state championship game and giving MND a run for their money. But Granville was right up there. They competed with those Division I teams. A lot of the times we see that. Sorry. Beautiful shot.
Emily Bratton, yeah, watching the game, but Emily Bratton with another three-point shot, not able to put it down. Now Leah Younger with one of her own, and that's just off the mark. And these girls with a fresh view on the inside are running the floor and fast.
Nice finish.
And Kennedy Youngkin to Taze Valley with their first 2 points. The 6'1" freshman makes her way on back down the floor. 2:33 remaining. Leah Younger with the ball, setting up a little play. Ball makes their way inside to Marin O'Brien of Olentangy Orange. And a turnover. Central Ohio All-Stars will take over. Ball being brought up the floor by North Union's Abby Price. Drops it off to number 6, Abigail Adkins of Johnstown. And now it's Kennedy Youngkin who's fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2.
At the line, shooting 2, Youngkin.
You know, what are you most fascinated about some of the girls and their playing throughout this year?
Freshmen making impact at a varsity level year one is pretty impressive. The difference in speed between 8th grade and freshman year and playing varsity ball is hugely different. And the fact that they can compete at a high level, like Emily Bratton was high level All Ohio this year. The fact that they're impacting at this level at this age is really, really impressive, and they should be put on anyone's radar for how they're playing.
Well, and I did see that I believe there was one junior right now who's already committed as I looked forward to the rosters for tomorrow night's matchups, and several seniors who have already committed. I believe over 8 seniors.
Yeah, we do. Central Ohio has some great girls basketball, and we're really trying to highlight that. We have a bunch of seniors who have committed. We have a handful of juniors who have already committed, and a bunch more that have offers. We even have a couple sophomores that have offers in this area. So it's been fun to watch. That the talent level is very, very high.
And that's Aaliyah Younger at the line shooting 2, and it's the first of 2. And Emma, that's very exciting to know that there's the exposure that they get from 270 hoops and what you're able to do, really making a difference for a lot of these adolescent young adults who might usually not have that opportunity. You know, having so many games broadcasted on YouTube, having things on Facebook, your presence on Twitter and Instagram and everywhere else is widely felt. You know, you're appreciated for that in the community.
Yeah, and I will say, like, COVID has had so many downfalls, but one of the major upsides to it was how many games were streamed this year, and kids getting seen because their games are being streamed online, and you don't have to drive an hour to get to their game or whatever it may be. A lot of kids are getting exposure, and I think it's definitely paying off. But hats off to Zach Fleer and team. These guys are some of the most connected people in terms of colleges that we know, and it's really going to pay off for some of these kids.
And at the end of the first quarter, that's Emily Bratton with a 3-point shot just off the mark and then put back up by teammate Alyssa Horsley of Taze Valley. But it's the Central Ohio All-Stars.
Today's broadcast is sponsored by
And it's the
Focus
Central
Floor.
Ohio All-Stars who lead the OCC All-Stars by a score of
Serta Pro
12-6.
Patriot. Mojo Sports Gear. The Theater People. And the Ohio Media School.
And at the conclusion of the first quarter, it is the Central Ohio All-Stars leading the OCC All-Stars by a score of 12-6. And we're playing 10-minute quarters this time around, and we're also, I believe the clock was running there for just a moment, and it kind of had me alarmed. I didn't know what the rules were for this event. But lovely to be able to see some good competition, girls running up and down the floor.
Yes, to be honest, I don't know if we're playing with a running clock or not. Maybe. I saw that at one point too, so it's definitely possible. But yeah, the more we can get them out here, we love to see it.
But as you were saying, hats off to Zach Fleer and team with 270 everywhere. 270 hoops, 270 girls hoops, just 270 as an overall umbrella over everything they're able to do, especially in a year during a pandemic when girls may not have this kind of exposure. And it's keeping bodies on the floor and keeping people motivated.
Yes.
And you've got to love it.
We absolutely love it.
And a great charge to the basket by Zoe Geis, and that shot just off the mark. A foul on the floor after a shot from Abigail Adkins rattles out from Johnstown. This ball being sent back in, and that's number 21, JoJo Eberhardt, bringing the ball up the floor for Marysville. And doing quite a bit of swinging on the perimeter. JoJo Eberhardt sends that ball on out to Tegan Neege, and she not able to put it down. And great shot from Abigail Adkins, and not able to send it down, as she takes the liberty of seeing good open shot opportunity, taking it, and rattles out. And a 2-point bucket for Orange freshman, number 4, and that's Marion O'Brien.
Basket O'Brien.
Oh, some moves from the taller young lady out of Marysville. Going behind her back, Harper Anarino, showing us that she can do it all. And Abigail Adkins chucks up another 3-pointer, and that shot no good. And Monarchs number 21, once again, JoJo Eberhardt taking it in with a strong left and too strong for the bucket, and that rattles out. And Granville's number 3, Aaliyah Moore, with the 3-pointer. And that's going to make the lead 15-8 for the Central Ohio All-Stars over the OCC All-Stars. And the young lady from Orange taking a look around, sending that bucket around, and a valiant effort to the basket by Zoe Geis at Westerville South, and not able to come up with anything. Charge to the bucket from Granville's number 32, Harper Anarino. Nothing coming up there. And it seems as if right now that the Central Ohio All-Stars, their bread and butter is on the perimeter.
I would definitely say so. Abigail Adkins can get out there and shoot too, so they have a huge handful of kids who can make the 3, and it's paying off for them right now.
On the line shooting 2, Tegan Ing.
Tegan Ing. Okay, looks like I have a new pronunciation. It's not Neege, it is Ing. Tegan Ing is at the line, shooting 2. She makes the first of 2 in an attempt to cut the lead 15-10. And that clock is still running here, so I mean, I'm guessing that we didn't exactly get the rules beforehand, but I guess get them in, get them out. We've got 2 games this evening, some 3-point contests, so Let's let the action keep on rolling. These girls are running like it's a track meet anyway. Let's keep going.
It's the best kind of basketball.
And Aaliyah Moore is just a fearless young lady. She's getting after it left and right. She's like the Energizer Bunny out there. And that's Ellie Bruce from Fisher Catholic being fouled on an attempt to the bucket. She's at the line and she'll shoot 2. And there are a lot of hands inside, a lot of light colored jerseys, but they were on her like white on rice. And Bruce missing the first of 2. And with 6 minutes to go, it's 15-10. And Bruce will make it 16-10. Central Ohio All-Stars lead OCC. And then, of course, after the ball needs to be inbounded, Aaliyah Younger found herself all alone looking for somewhere to go. I'm sorry, it wasn't Aaliyah Younger. It was JoJo Eberhardt looking for somewhere to go. And a 3-point basket going in by Big Walnuts number 15. And that's Tegan Ing. Finding stride here, 16-13. Central Ohio leads OCC. Shot by Abigail Atkins off the backboard and rebounded by number 4, Mia Raines. A great charge down the floor and kicked out to the three-point line, and that shot back over to Tegan Ing, and she's unable to come up with a three-pointer.
They're trying to keep up with your three-point comment.
You know, perhaps they did hear me over here. It's rather quiet in this environment right now, but I'm sure that things are going to be heating up here soon. 5 minutes, 3 seconds remaining in the second. And a couple other substitutions on the floor. And back into the game for the Central Ohio All-Stars is Ella Proper of Danville, along with number 5, Abby Price of North Union. Turned over by Central Ohio All-Stars. Ball's being brought up the floor by Dublin Coffman's Ava Collins. Ava Collins kicks it on out to the Lady Bear, Mia Raines of Olentangy Berlin. That ball quickly being brought down inside from a Central Ohio All-Star. That ball being kicked from Tays Valley to Tays Valley, back and forth. And now a nice two-point bucket. Good and smooth there from Abby Price in North Union.
Nice to see that mid-range game involved. It doesn't get enough attention.
Mid-range is sort of a lost art nowadays
It
with
is.
all the three-point shots being taken.
Yes, thanks to Steph Curry.
Yeah, Steph's got a big influence in that, but if you watch some of these March Madness games, you'd know it's not just him.
Exactly.
And a great effort to get inside and a strong move from Tays Valley's number 25. I'm sorry, number 23, Alyssa Horsley. She's at the line to shoot too. I believe that a member from the OCC thought that they were going to get the charge there, and it was a blocking foul. Alyssa makes the first of 2 in an effort to get a 7-point lead here for the Central Ohio All-Stars. And she does make both. Free throws, also a lost art in basketball altogether, because if you're turning over the basketball or you're not making free throws, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yes, who was it this week in the NCAA tournament that kept missing free throws?
Several teams.
A couple of them cost them the game.
And a nice 2-point transition for Kennedy Youngkin at Tays Valley. And now Central Ohio All-Stars up 9 with 2 minutes, 53 seconds remaining.
Youngkin is tough to handle on the inside. Nice size, but quick movements.
And Aaliyah Younger with her very own three-pointer coming right back at him to cut the lead to 6. You've got to keep the ball out of the hands of Emily Bratton as she chucks up another 3, and it goes right in. Emily Bratton is no one to mess with. She's fearless with that shot. No matter who's in her face, and she's kind of got the great trajectory to get the ball out of her hands and into the bucket. Very quick release.
She's got any space, that shot's going up.
Talk about quick release. It's Ella Proper with another quick one there, and she seems to be everywhere. And that ball stripped away by Dublin Coffman's Ava Collins. And Ava attempting to go coast to coast, and she's fouled in the act of shooting. And of course, we had discussion prior to the broadcast beginning. I believe it's J.C. Sheldon from Dublin Coffman, who's now at The Ohio State University, and looks like we might have one in the making.
Yeah, and the Rocks are full of great guards. Jenna Kopier as a sophomore and Taylor Covington as a junior, and it just never ends with them. They have a long line of excellent guards.
And that's what good teams do. Coaches end up reloading, and if you don't have kids if you don't have the ability to recruit, you get the kids in and you work with them, and you make them great. And that's what we're seeing here. And that's Kennedy Youngkin yet again with another 2-point shot off the backboard, and it seems they can't handle her. Central Ohio extends their lead to 10 with 1 minute, 10 seconds remaining. And a 3-point shot, just as we were talking about. It's Dublin Coffman's Ava Collins once again to shortchange the lead to 7, 27-20. Central Ohio leads. And that ball making its way back inside, and they're kind of just bullying and playing size over the OCC All-Stars as Kennedy Youngkin had another opportunity to get a basket inside and had it stripped away. And a 3-point shot coming in from the Lady Bears of Olentangy Berlin, Mia Raines. We've got a game here with 37 seconds remaining in the second quarter. An easy bucket there. Alyssa Horsley at Taze Valley. 29-23, Central Ohio leads. Let's see what the OCC All-Stars do here. Perhaps take the last shot, but I have a feeling we're going to see a couple more. Leah Younger weighing her options. Sends the ball out to Ava Collins. Ava Collins to Mia Raines. Mia Raines takes a three-point attempt. And luckily was rebounded by Ava Collins. And another shot just off the mark. And as the buzzer goes off and time expires, it's the Central Ohio All-Stars over the OCC All-Stars, leading by a score of 29-23. And as we're here at halftime, looks like we're going to be taking just a 5-minute break. Just a 5-minute intermission, so we're going to go ahead and go to break and be back with you briefly.
Have you always dreamed about a career in sports broadcasting but aren't sure where to begin? Well, if so, then look no further than the Sports Emphasis program at The Ohio Media School. Whether in front of the camera, on the microphone, or behind the scenes, you'll learn from a pro to be a pro in the Sports Emphasis program at The Ohio Media School. You'll get hands-on training and live in-the-field experience at some of Ohio's biggest sporting events. You'll be the star of your very own webcast, and you'll get the opportunity to interview some of Ohio's biggest athletes. Call us today at 614-655-5250 or visit our website at beonair.com.
Do you have design ideas for t-shirts but you're not sure where to go? Go to Mojo Sports Gear. That's right, Mojo Sports Gear. At Mojo Sports Gear, you can get custom-made shirts. Whatever design you need, Mojo Sports Gear can provide it. Don't forget to grab a custom-made cap on your way out and rock the best headgear in the game. Give them a call at 614-864-6656. That's 614-864-6656.
In sports, you want to have a player that can get the job done right every time. A real all-star, somebody that's dependable and you can turn to when the game is tough. That player in the audio-video industry is the theater people. From setting up your home's Wi-Fi network and offices, conference rooms, to setting up home theater inside or outside, to setting up the systems to make your home run smarter and safer as well. The theater people can do it all with the quality of professionalism you can expect every single time. That isn't just a great all-around player, that is an all-star. That is why we are the leaders in audiovisual installation in Central Ohio. So call us at 614-604-6327 or check out our website at ttpcolumbus.com to figure out which products will fit you. And don't forget, amplify your personality with the theater.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
Please join us as we celebrate the 30th milestone Hartley Virtual.
I mean, I don't totally know what opioids are, but
it doesn't happen here.
Not in denial.
No.
Our kids are way too busy. My son has good friends.
Don't live in denial, Ohio. Talk to your kids about drugs, and they'll be up to 50% less likely to use them.
Well, yeah, there's some old prescription pills, but my son's a good kid. He's not going to look for them.
2/3 of teens who abuse opioids get them from friends and family. Don't live in denial, Ohio. Dispose of your leftover pills.
Today's broadcast is sponsored by Focus Floors, Certa Pro Painter, Mojo Sports Gear, The Theater People, and the Ohio Media School.
CertaPro Painters. Let our expert provide you with a free in-home quote or remote quote in respect to social distancing. Visit us at CertaProPainters.com/Columbus today or call 614-489-8830. Emma, a wonderful first half that we had here at Bern Union, the home of the Rockets, as we're, sitting at the first inaugural 270 Hoops Battle for the City, powered by Nova Village and presented to you by Score on Air Network. So happy and excited to be here, and for a little while, it looked as if the Central Ohio All-Stars were going to run away with this.
Yes, it definitely did. Their three-point shooting ability in the first half was outstanding, and these kids can catch fire, especially Emily Bratton, as you saw, hitting 3 in the first half. But the OCC All-Stars, man, watch out. These kids came ready, too. It took a little while to warm up, but they cut that lead, and we are excited to see what they do here in this next half. From my perspective, we can't ask for more out of these kids. This is great, and really, I'd be interested to see. So a lot of the time in the non-OCC schools, they're smaller, they're not Division I, they don't have as many kids to pull from, so these freshmen are seeing more time. Whereas the OCC schools, they're all Division I, they have a lot of upperclassmen that could play ahead of them, so they don't see as much time, but they're definitely competing with these girls who saw a lot of time this season.
Well, when you talk about schools like Danville, even, Bloom Carroll, Granville, Johnstown, those aren't exactly the marquee schools that some of us were used to growing up with. Now, I understand that you're from a little ways out of town, and that's okay, but, I'm from Grove City. So, there's a lot to be said just from knowing that, Grove City, there's a lot more Division I schools in the OCC inside the 270 Outer Belt.
Yes, and my dad is from Plain City, and Plain City, Jonathan Alder is not the size it once was. We're seeing these schools grow and grow, and it's pretty outstanding for this area.
But still, yet it is fabulous to be able to see. And Tegan Ing starting off the OCC Central All-Stars, or OCC All-Stars, I'm sorry, with a 2-point basket and cutting that lead to just 4. And Ava Collins bringing the ball up the floor for the OCC, passes that off to Mia Raines.
It's amazing how well these kids are functioning together in a nice flow. Most of these girls haven't played together before, and they're still getting it done on the offensive end, making some plays happen, feeding cuts here and there. Not your typical chucking threes all-star game.
Well, and Zoe Geis at the line right now, she's going up for 2, and to your point, some of these girls not being able to get on the floor together, often or at all, maybe never having played with each other, getting the nerves out after the first quarter. Some of them could be participating, some of them multi-sport athletes, but really, AAU basketball, that's been absent for more than, probably right around 365 days for a lot of these girls just because of the pandemic. As the girls go to the floor here, and there's a jump ball, and the possession's going to go to the OCC All-Stars.
And a lot of these kids, they saw some AAU time at the end of the summer last year. And traditionally, you run from March, April through July. And most of them didn't get in until July if they got in at all. So we're functioning off of strictly high school season and kids getting in the gym on their own. And to still compete at a high level, we love to see it. Basketball did not take much of a dip this year because of COVID. And we couldn't be more excited for these kids.
And a great three-point shot. Driven up and out by Big Walnuts Tegan Ing. And that shot just off the mark, and with an offensive rebound, swinging the ball back around the perimeter once again. Seems as if this lineup on the floor right now is sticking to the 3 ball. And Ava Collins, dribble, goes out of bounds, and the Central Ohio All-Stars will take over. Emily Bratton will take this ball out and send it on over to Abigail Atkins of Johnstown, and she'll bring the ball up the floor. Atkins looking to the left wing, sends that ball out to Fisher Catholic, and foul down on the inside from Granville is Aaliyah Moore. I'm sorry, that is not Aaliyah Moore. It's another member from Granville. That's number 32, Harper Anarino.
I'd love to get some of these girls' thoughts too. Like a lot of these OCC kids have been playing each other since 5th grade, 6th grade, up, and now when they get to play with each other, it'd be such a different experience. And the same for the Central Ohio All Stars. A lot of these kids play each other in conference or non-conference because they're similarly sized, and it's just such a different environment here today.
It's an incredible environment just to be around sports again and fans again. To see these kids compete, knowing that a lot of them may have not have had the opportunity to leave the house this time 4 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, definitely not. So fortunate to be here and have this, and it's now at the line for the OCC All-Stars, Zoe Geis, missing the first of 2 free throws, down 6 to the Central Ohio All-Stars. Emma, do we have any state champions out here on the floor right now?
No, we do not. We had one shot at it. Newark made it to the state championship, took Mount Notre Dame to overtime, and lost by a bucket. And MND is riding like a 75-game win streak right now across 3 seasons. Last year was cut short, and Newark gave them a run for their money, but they were our only team who made it to the state championship this year on the girls' side.
That's absolutely incredible to think about. And Newark, in just Newark High School, not Newark Central Catholic or anything?
Just Newark.
Wow. You know, and I had read that on 270 Hoops page that Newark was cut short, but I didn't know if we had anyone else out here this evening who was playing and had an opportunity, because making it that far, you know, let's say you're a freshman and you have 3 more great years of basketball, and that's incredible to think about, at the opportunity just to have to play. I mean, I'm a member of Central Crossing High School, and we were brand new, and we were not good at near anything. The band was actually the best, so they've got more banners up on the walls than all the sports combined.
The guys chat about your district championships all the time.
Yeah, they were, you know, we wish we had more.
Right. No, but Granville made a really good run this year into the region. And then who else? Gahanna Lincoln was knocked out pretty early, which was a big surprise. Kaufman lost in the regional final to Newark. But the Central District is really tough to get through. This year we had Newark, Reynoldsburg, and Kaufman all in the top 10 in the state, and they had to go through each other to get to the state tournament.
Well, it's busy competition inside of the 270 Outer Belt, and all of these girls, though young, and then we've got a lot more basketball to watch with another game after this and a 3-point contest, and then of course 2 more games tomorrow amongst the All-Stars from the juniors and seniors as a travel's called here on the court with under 4 minutes remaining, and the OCC All-Stars are going to give up the ball back to the Central Ohio team. And Emily Bratton, with much confidence, taking the ball back up the floor, and she's going to be called for a double dribble as that ball stuck there on the side of her uniform. And as I say with confidence, you know, you take just one small mistake, though. But that's one of very few mistakes that she's made throughout this entire contest at this point. And that girl waiting for another trip to the 3-point line.
She is one of the best ball handlers in the area, and as you've seen, she's one of the best shooters regardless of class. And she's not a bad defender either. Kid does it all.
She seems very smooth with the shot. It seems very effortless for her to be able to get that ball up. I don't know where she's come from, but I'd like to be able to see a little bit more of her. And I think it's incredible how there are so many teams that are great, but so many student athletes who have blossomed from 270 Hoops, right? You don't focus on teams. You can focus on an athlete, and maybe they're the reason why their team is in the position that they're in.
Yeah, and we try to highlight, like as you mentioned, we have 8 seniors who are committed to schools. We try to highlight kids who haven't necessarily committed yet. Of course, we want to give credit to those kids because they're generally the best or a couple of the best on their team, but we want to get those kids out there who can play D3, NAIA, D2, D1 ball and haven't necessarily had that exposure yet.
Yep, and there's no shame in being able to go to any college to play ball. If you have the opportunity to be able to go to school, that's what you... And then coming back down the floor, of course, Emily Bratton once again. And another three-point shot, and she swings it right in.
Amazing. Effortless.
With 2 points to go. It's just so natural for the young lady. It's incredible to watch. And taking the ball back inside here now for the All-Stars. I'm sorry, that's for Central Ohio All-Stars. I'm sorry, the OCC. Goodness gracious, and a three-point shot for Mia Raines of Olentangy Berlin.
Mia Raines has a nice shot, too. That's 2 for her tonight. She's shooting pretty consistently.
She seems as if perhaps she hadn't had the ball enough.
Oh.
And just when you thought she was done and you thought maybe she liked hanging out on the perimeter, it's Emily Bratton going back inside, the fearless leader of Central Ohio, with a great strong left to be able to go up, and she's fouled during that. Focus Floors is your one-stop shop for quality flooring from a company you can trust. Give us a call at 614-751-2117 or visit our showroom, 251 Schofield Drive, Columbus. You can also browse our gallery at focusfloors.net. And that's Bratton banging down both of those free throws?
I believe so.
Incredible effort, a risky pass, going back inside. And
ooh, that was a nice jumper.
Meets the likes of Aaliyah Younger. And an offensive rebound. That ball, a three-point shot going down by Grace Groves of Marysville.
Everybody gets a 3 today.
Everyone gets a 3. You get a 3. You get a 3. Very exciting. Oprah's here handing out 3s.
Yes. Season. Oh, another one?
Emily Bratton for 3 once again. She's not finished. And I don't believe she'll be finished all night. She's still got a quarter to go.
No. She'll put them up all night. What is that, 4 or 5?
I believe it's 5. We'll have to go on over to the scorer's table at the break. And a double dribble called here. It's 41-31. Central Ohio All-Stars lead the OCC All-Stars. 14.6 remaining in the third quarter here at Berne Union High School. And keep your eye out, Emma, right now for who we're going to be looking at as the star of the game. The Mojo Sports Gear star of the game.
I would think Emily Bratton's got that in hand right now. I know we have a whole quarter to play, but she's got at least 5 threes, couple of free throws. She's been incredible.
I would agree with you that she has been incredible, and at the break here, it's 41-31. Central Ohio All-Stars leading the OCC All-Stars. 41. And would like to learn how it's done behind the scenes, check out the Ohio Media School located in Columbus. If you're interested in radio production, TV broadcasting, or digital media, the Ohio Media School is the choice for you. Visit Ohio Media School at beonair.com/Columbus. You can also find the Ohio Media School on all your favorite social media. Ohio Media School, we change lives. Headed into the fourth quarter, it's 41-31. And Emma right now is voting her vote, if she gets one, and I don't know who's doing the voting here this evening. It could be 270 Hoops and Company, but as we understand right now, Emily Bratton with 5 3-point shots, and that's all we can count. It's at least 5 3-pointers put down.
Yes, and 2 free throws.
And if you just look at, I'm looking more upon the lines of leadership. When I was coaching and I was teaching at Central Crossing, I always look at different students and I would think to myself, are you going to be one of my employees? If I was to have my own business, who would you want to be employed for you right now? And if I'm looking at and there are many girls out on the floor right now who I'd say, I'd pick you up, you come work for me, or I want someone to be a leader of the team. And without having said a word, I believe I might have asked her, as it was Brayton, not Bratton, during the break when they were shooting before the game. And she looked at me and said, of course, it's Bratton. But Emily, without words today, has shown that she's a fearless leader, and she's someone who I would definitely want working for me.
I definitely say so, and all of these kids have high character. They are all hard workers, but Emily has definitely stood out today, and Aaliyah Younger has for the OCC squad as well. On a team full of alpha females, it's hard to make your mark, and Emily has done that seamlessly today.
It's incredible just to be able to watch everyone and how they're doing. And these are all freshmen. I mean, this truly is an all-star team here. As a great effort to the basket here, and caught up short. Basket not in by Zoe Geis of Westerville South.
Zoe Geis.
And she's going to the line to shoot 2. It's 9 minutes and running. 9 minutes, 7 seconds. OCC trails by 10 to the Central Ohio All-Stars. And the lineups on the floor, it seems guard heavy at times. The forward, the taller individual, Kennedy Yunkin of Tays Valley, seems to be dominant in this. But then when the 3 points come out and you got Emily Bratton draining threes, it really doesn't matter what you're doing.
Yeah, and a lot of these kids, too, are both playing inside out. Harper Anarino plays from the 3-point line in. And their skill levels are that quality as well. They can all handle the ball. But it is very interesting to see. Oh, I don't agree, sir.
Okay, and Emma disagrees with the call from the ref down on the baseline, and I saw that. That
was a nice move.
Yes. No, she had a great jump, and that was Aaliyah Moore of Granville. That's the other number 3, and I want to take a moment just to recognize, we talk about leadership, we talk about greatness. These girls coming out, they're competing, they're leaders. You would want them to work for you. You want them to be a part of your team. And that ball ripped out of the hands of number 22, Ellie Bruce from Fisher Catholic. And that was Mia Raines of Olentangy. No, I'm sorry. It was Mia Raines of Olentangy Liberty who had.
Yep. Oh.
Olentangy Berlin. I'm sorry, who had ripped that ball out. Marion O'Brien. She's wearing the other number 4. I'm sorry. And Zoe Geis for a 2-point basket. OCC now trailing by only 7.
They're trying to make things interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Well, and you have to think to yourself, I don't know what limitations we have. I know this isn't the NBA, but Emily Bratton sitting down on the chair right now, and she's coaching the girls out on the floor.
She is. Never stops playing, does
Somebody take a look. We need a circle on Emily Bratton coaching from the bench right now. I mean, these are all peers. Some people are they're withheld. A lot of people, you don't find outspoken leaders all of the time. I mean, if you look up there on your screen, she's coaching these kids right now. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. You don't find leadership like that.
No. You find it frequently at the point guard position, and I think that is a benefit of being a point guard, is you have that opportunity more so than other positions. But Emily fills that position really well, and she is fun to watch.
Yeah, we're going to need more games from Bloom Carroll on the television next year. And recognizing also GPA, 3.9 GPA. So she's smart. You want her to be a coach on the floor. You want her to be a part of your team. And even when she's on the bench, she can't sit still. She's coaching everyone up as Ava Collins has the ball blocked and it goes out of bounds. That block by Alyssa Horsley at Tays Valley. And the upper hand right now going to Central Ohio All-Stars, but the OCC not backing down. Ava Collins has the ball in the corner, chucks up a 3-point shot, and it's no good. Ball flying down the court to Horsley. Horsley sends it back inside, and that's Ellie Bruce. Foul going to the basket. Fisher Catholic's Ellie Bruce, the 6-footer with a 3.9 GPA. She's at the line. She's going to shoot 2.
Bruce and Anarino are a handful for this OCC team. They're long, they're athletic, and they can finish.
Well, and I brought up and spoke too soon that they were playing, full of guards earlier on, but they have over the OCC All-Stars. But I believe that it was, you're going to play Anarino and you're going to play Bruce with this lineup, and then with the last lineup we saw going, to end the third period or third quarter. I'm sorry, Kennedy Yunkin each quarter, and I think that's with a strategy from the coach for the Central All-Stars. Who it is?
Definitely Emily Bratton. Absolutely outstanding performance today. Stellar from 3. Love to see it.
And a fabulous play from all of the girls. I'm Julian Jackson with Emma Irvin of 270 Hoops. We'll see you in a few.
Sure where to begin? Well, if so, then look no further than the Sports Emphasis program at The Ohio Media School. Whether in front of the camera, on the microphone, or behind the scenes, you'll learn from a pro to be a pro in the Sports Emphasis program at The Ohio Media School. You'll get hands-on training and live in-the-field experience at some of Ohio's biggest sporting events. You'll be the star of your very own webcast, and you'll get the opportunity to interview some of Ohio's biggest athletes. Call us today at 614-655-5250 or visit our website at beonair.com.
Do you have design ideas for t-shirts but you're not sure where to go? Go to Mojo Sports Gear. That's right, Mojo Sports Gear. At Mojo Sports Gear, you can get custom-made shirts. Whatever design you need, Mojo Sports Gear can provide it. Don't forget to grab a custom-made cap on your way out and rock the best headgear in the game. Give them a call at 614-864-6656. That's 614-864-6656.
In sports, you want to have a player that can get the job done right every time. A real all-star, somebody that's dependable and you can turn to when the game is tough. That player in the audio-video industry is the theater people. From setting up your home's Wi-Fi network and offices, conference rooms, to setting up home theater inside or outside, to setting up the systems to make your home run smarter and safer as well. The theater people can do it all with the quality of professionalism you can expect every single time. That isn't just a great all-around player, that is an all-star. That is why we are the leaders in audiovisual installation in Central Ohio. So call us at 614-604-6327 or check out our website at ttpcolumbus.com to figure out which products will fit you. And don't forget, amplify your personality with the theater.
Last rack, all shots are worth 2, so that's the money rack, so all shots. All right, Alyssa, here we go on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There she goes. There she's got it. There we go. There we go. There she gets it. There we go.
This is the young lady from Tays Valley.
The money rack today.
And the money rack,
3.
each one of these, so we're looking over the rules, making sure around, getting the balls back to the racks. it's got to be tough.
That's true. Save those legs a little bit. There we go.
Man, I could not imagine if you put me out there for the contest right now, first of all, I'd rip my jacket. I'd have to take that off.
It's a nice jacket. You don't want to do that.
There's no way. I haven't shot a basketball in years. No one wants to see me shoot a basketball, but I don't think that I could get out there and do it.
I don't think I could make it around a half a rack, let alone 2.
No. And Emily Bratton starts off with 2 in a row.
She's going to beat him in the first 2 racks.
And she goes 4 for 5 from the first, and she may just go for the record here. Let's see how she does on this rack. That's 5.
Oh. 6. Dang.
She goes 6 for 10 in the first 2. Top of the key.
Oh.
She likes it over here.
That was the ball rack guy's fault, man.
7.
That's 8.
9.
She's going to beat her first round score. 10.
11.
10 or 11? I don't know. I've lost track.
I've got 11.
It's too many to count.
Let's see what we have with the announcers after this. 11.
1 point for the win.
15. Nope. 15.
Winner.
Emily Bratton, 15. Goodness gracious.
She gets both of the plaques.
She gets the 3-point plaque. She gets the Player of the Game Freshman All-Star Game. And if we don't have one, but I would like very much to have a score on air and 270 hoops plaque for the coach on the floor.
Yes.
So I believe they're whipping that up right now. And she's back at center court taking pictures with Zach Fleer at 270 hoops, and it's incredible to watch.
What a day for Emily, man.
Congratulations, Emily Bratton. Now, I know what she's saying right now. Guys, get me out of here right now. Mom, Dad, get me McDonald's. We're going home. And that's it. Because you know she's not old enough to drive.
Yes.
I mean,
freshman.
maybe. I don't know.
That's true. These days,
I
don't know.
Who are older now, and just the way they work everything out. But we thank you all for watching this 3-point contest. I'm Julian Jackson here with Emma Irvin of 270 Hoops. We appreciate you watching. You're watching 270 Hoops on Score on Air.
Have you always dreamed about a career in sports broadcasting but aren't sure where to begin? Well, if so, then look no further than the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. Whether in front of the camera, on the microphone, or behind the scenes, you'll learn from a pro to be a pro in the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. You'll get hands-on training and live in-the-field experience at some of Ohio's biggest sporting events. You'll be the star of your very own webcast, and you'll get the opportunity to interview some of Ohio's biggest athletes. Call us today at 614-655-5250 or visit our website at beonair.com.
Do you have design ideas for t-shirts but you're not sure where to go? Go to Mojo Sports Gear. That's right, Mojo Sports Gear. At Mojo Sports Gear, you can get custom-made shirts. Whatever design you need, Mojo Sports Gear can provide it. Don't forget to grab a custom-made cap on your way out and rock the best headgear in the game. Give them a call at 614-864-6656. That's 614-864-6656.
In sports, you want to have a player that can get the job done right every time. A real all-star, somebody that's dependable and you can turn to when the game is tough. That player in the audio-video industry is the theater people. From setting up your home's Wi-Fi network and offices, conference rooms, to setting up home theater inside or outside, to setting up the systems to make your home run smarter and safer as well. The theater people can do it all with the quality of professionalism you can expect every single time. That isn't just a great all-around player, that is an all-star. That is why we are the leaders in audiovisual installation in Central Ohio. So call us at 614-604-6327 or check out our website at ttpcolumbus.com to figure out which products will fit you. And don't forget, amplify your personality with the theater.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
I just wanted to play.
I just want to play. I just want to play. I just want to play.
Play. Play.
Along the way, I'm learning
Sportsmanship.
sportsmanship, teamwork,
Teamwork.
how to work hard,
How to work hard. Discipline.
hustle,
Sacrifice.
how to be a leader.
Dedication.
I just want to play.
And along the way, I'm learning
To put the team before myself.
to put the team before myself.
How to be a student.
How to be a student.
I'm learning to set a good example,
How to work hard.
to accept responsibility.
That I represent my community.
That I represent my community.
I just wanted to play, and look where it took me.
She's done it! Tiana Bartoletta has done it! From Elyria, Ohio, now an Olympic gold medalist.
The year was 1907. The Cubs won the World Series and the Ford Model R hit the assembly line. While here in Ohio, school administrators came together to form the Ohio High School Athletic Association. One thing that hasn't changed since 1907 is the dedication of the OHSAA to education-based athletics in Ohio. School sports teach responsibility, sportsmanship, and life lessons that stay with students long after their playing days are over. The OHSAA seeks to prepare students not for the next level of sport, but for the next level of life.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I mean, I don't totally know what opioids are, but...
It doesn't happen here.
Not in denial.
No.
Our kids are way too busy. My son has good friends.
Don't live in denial, Ohio. Talk to your kids about drugs, and they'll be up to 50% less likely to use them.
Well, yeah, there's some old prescription pills, but my son's a good kid. He's not going to look for them.
2/3 of teens who abuse opioids get them from friends and family. Don't live in denial, Ohio. Dispose of your leftover pills.
Today's broadcast is sponsored by Focus Floors, Certa Pro Painter, Mojo Sports Gear, The Theater People, and the Ohio Media School.
Have you always dreamed about a career in sports broadcasting but aren't sure where to begin? Well, if so, then look no further than the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. Whether in front of the camera, on the microphone, or behind the scenes, you'll learn from a pro to be a pro in the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. You'll get hands-on training and live in-the-field experience at some of Ohio's biggest sporting events. You'll be the star of your very own webcast, and you'll get the opportunity to interview some of Ohio's biggest athletes. Call us today at 614-655-5250 or visit our website at beonair.com.
Do you have design ideas for t-shirts but you're not sure where to go? Go to Mojo Sports Gear. That's right, Mojo Sports Gear. At Mojo Sports Gear, you can get custom-made shirts. Whatever design you need, Mojo Sports Gear can provide it. Don't forget to grab a custom-made cap on your way out and rock the best headgear in the game. Give them a call at 614-864-6656. That's 614-864-6656.
In sports, you want to have a player that can get the job done right every time. A real all-star, somebody that's dependable and you can turn to when the game is tough. That player in the audio-video industry is the theater people. From setting up your home's Wi-Fi network and offices, conference rooms, to setting up home theater inside or outside, to setting up the systems to make your home run smarter and safer as well. The theater people can do it all with the quality of professionalism you can expect every single time. That isn't just a great all-around player, that is an all-star. That is why we are the leaders in audiovisual installation in Central Ohio. So call us at 614-604-6327 or check out our website at ttpcolumbus.com to figure out which products will fit you. And don't forget, amplify your personality with the theater.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
I just wanted to play.
I just want to play. I just want to play. I just want to play.
Play.
Play. Along the way, I'm learning
Sportsmanship.
sportsmanship, teamwork,
Teamwork.
how to work hard,
How to work hard. Discipline.
hustle,
Sacrifice.
how to be a leader.
Dedication.
I just want to play.
And along the way, I'm learning
To put the team before myself.
to put the team before myself.
How to be a student.
How to be a student.
I'm learning to set a good example,
How to work hard.
to accept responsibility.
That I represent my community.
That I represent my community.
I just wanted to play, and look where it took me.
She's done it! Tiana Bartoletta has done it! From Elyria, Ohio, now an Olympic gold medalist.
The year was 1907. The Cubs won the World Series and the Ford Model R hit the assembly line. While here in Ohio, school administrators came together to form the Ohio High School Athletic Association. One thing that hasn't changed since 1907 is the dedication of the OHSAA to education-based athletics in Ohio. School sports teach responsibility, sportsmanship, and life lessons that stay with students long after their playing days are over. The OHSAA seeks to prepare students not for the next level of sport, but for the next level of life.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I mean, I don't totally know what opioids are, but...
It doesn't happen here.
Not in denial.
No.
No.
Our kids are way too busy. My son has good friends.
Don't live in denial, Ohio. Talk to your kids about drugs, and they'll be up to 50% less likely to use them.
Well, yeah, there's some old prescription pills, but my son's a good kid. He's not going to look for them.
2/3 of teens who abuse opioids get them from friends and family. Don't live in denial, Ohio. Dispose of your leftover pills.
Today's broadcast is sponsored by Focus Floors, Certa Pro Painter, Mojo Sports Gear, The Theater People, and the Ohio Media School.
You
you always dreamed about a career in sports broadcasting but aren't sure where to begin? Well, if so, then look no further than the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. Whether in front of the camera, on the microphone, or behind the scenes, you'll learn from a pro to be a pro in the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. You'll get hands-on training and live in-the-field experience at some of Ohio's biggest sporting events. You'll be the star of your very own webcast, and you'll get the opportunity to interview some of Ohio's biggest athletes. Call us today at 614-655-5250 or visit our website at beonair.com.
Do you have design ideas for t-shirts but you're not sure where to go? Go to Mojo Sports Gear. That's right, Mojo Sports Gear. At Mojo Sports Gear, you can get custom-made shirts. Whatever design you need, Mojo Sports Gear can provide it. Don't forget to grab a custom-made cap on your way out and rock the best headgear in the game. Give them a call at 614-864-6656. That's 614-864-6656.
In sports, you want to have a player that can get the job done right every time. A real all-star, somebody that's dependable and you can turn to when the game is tough. That player in the audio-video industry is the theater people. From setting up your home's Wi-Fi network and offices, conference rooms, to setting up home theater inside or outside, to setting up the systems to make your home run smarter and safer as well. The theater people can do it all with the quality of professionalism you can expect every single time. That isn't just a great all-around player, that is an all-star. That is why we are the leaders in audiovisual installation in Central Ohio. So call us at 614-604-6327 or check out our website at ttpcolumbus.com to figure out which products will fit you. And don't forget, amplify your personality with the theater.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
I just wanted to play.
I just want to play. I just want to play. I just want to play.
Play.
Play. Along the way, I'm learning
Sportsmanship.
sportsmanship, teamwork,
How to work hard.
How to work hard. Discipline.
hustle,
Sacrifice.
How to be a leader.
Dedication.
I just want to play. And along the way, I'm learning
to put the team before myself.
to put the team before myself.
How to be a student.
How to be a student.
I'm learning
to set a good example,
How to work hard.
to accept responsibility.
That I represent my community.
That I represent my community.
I just wanted to play, and look where it took me.
She's done it! Tiana Bartoletta has done it! From Elyria, Ohio, now an Olympic gold medalist.
The year was 1907. The Cubs won the World Series and the Ford Model R hit the assembly line. While here in Ohio, school administrators came together to form the Ohio High School Athletic Association. One thing that hasn't changed since 1907 is the dedication of the OHSAA to education-based athletics in Ohio. School sports teach responsibility, sportsmanship, and life lessons that stay with students long after their playing days are over. The OHSAA seeks to prepare students not for the next level of sport, but for the next level of life.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I mean, I don't totally know what opioids are, but...
It doesn't happen here.
Not in denial.
No.
Our kids are way too busy.
My son has good friends.
Don't live in denial, Ohio. Talk to your kids about drugs, and they'll be up to 50% less likely to use them.
Well, yeah, there's some old prescription pills, but my son's a good kid. He's not going to look for them.
2/3 of teens who abuse opioids get them from friends and family. Don't live in denial, Ohio. Dispose of your leftover pills.
Today's broadcast is sponsored by Focus Floors, CertaPro Painter, Mojo Sports Gear, The Theater People, and the Ohio Media School.
Have you always dreamed about a career in sports broadcasting but aren't sure where to begin? Well, if so, then look no further than the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. Whether in front of the camera, on the microphone, or behind the scenes, you'll learn from a pro to be a pro in the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. You'll get hands-on training and live in-the-field experience at some of Ohio's biggest sporting events. You'll be the star of your very own webcast, and you'll get the opportunity to interview some of Ohio's biggest athletes. Call us today at 614-655-5250 or visit our website at beonair.com.
Do you have design ideas for t-shirts but you're not sure where to go? Go to Mojo Sports Gear. That's right, Mojo Sports Gear. At Mojo Sports Gear, you can get custom-made shirts. Whatever design you need, Mojo Sports Gear can provide it. Don't forget to grab a custom-made cap on your way out and rock the best headgear in the game. Give them a call at 614-864-6656. That's 614-864-6656.
In sports, you want to have a player that can get the job done right every time. A real all-star, somebody that's dependable and you can turn to when the game is tough. That player in the audio-video industry is the theater people. From setting up your home's Wi-Fi network and offices, conference rooms, to setting up home theater inside or outside, to setting up the systems to make your home run smarter and safer as well. The theater people can do it all with the quality of professionalism you can expect every single time. That isn't just a great all-around player, that is an all-star. That is why we are the leaders in audiovisual installation in Central Ohio. So call us at 614-604-6327 or check out our website at ttpcolumbus.com to figure out which products will fit you. And don't forget, amplify your personality with the theater.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
Today's broadcast is sponsored by Focus Floors, CertaPro Painter, Mojo Sports Gear, The Theater People, and the Ohio Media School.
Welcome back to the home of the Rockets here at Burnett Union High School. I'm Julian Jackson, and I am back with Emma Irvin, the lead analyst for 270 Girls Hoops. Welcome back as we are about to take off in the sophomore All-Star game between the OCC All-Stars and the Central Ohio All-Stars. The OCC All-Stars coached by Ross Ryan and the Central Ohio All-Stars by Andreas James. And these ladies are poised and ready. Emma, are there any particular players you're looking for in this matchup?
Every single one of them. And that's not a joke. Every single one of these girls can play, but huge standouts from this season. Let's see. Eloise Brandewey from Bishop Hartley. She had a really great season, and she stands at 6'3", so she's going to be tough to stop. Aubrey Spicer from New Lexington coming on the scene. Madison Green from Pick Central. You could go down the list forever, honestly, with these guys. Tessa Grady had a great year for Kaufman. But I'm excited to see what they can do. These kids brought a lot of talent to the floor this year, and this one's going to be a fun one.
Well, and I know that we're looking for a lovely matchup between the two teams and how competitive they are and what they brought to the table. I had a great opportunity to broadcast several games at Bishop Hartley. And in those several games, I was able to watch Kieran McGuff of Bishop Watterson. Of course, Kiara McElrath goes by Kiki McElrath. And then, of course, Ella Brandewie, all great competitors. And Ella Brandewie, I believe you got me on the up and up that she's number 7 in the nation as the middle blocker in volleyball.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. She's a huge D1 volleyball recruit out here dominating the basketball floor, and you can tell she averaged a handful of blocks a game, and when she approaches those blocks, it's like she's approaching a volleyball. So she's really, really fun to watch. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, well, I'm very excited to be able to see these girls come out and have fun. And I know, like we had mentioned before, not everyone is able to come out and play this game due to vacations, prior commitments, other sports, what have you. But it's great to be able to see these competitors out here, lots of smiles on the floor. And, of course, they are about to introduce all of the officials and the teams as well. And we will break down into the national anthem once again before we begin this contest today. The crowd in here a little more stacked than before, of course, due to COVID protocol. It's not as stacked as it could quite possibly be. Then at this time, we'll all rise and remove our caps for the national anthem. The great sound of music, and very excited to be here as they're going down the starting lineup here today, and I was unable to gather that information while I was over there, so we will be listening closely. But both of these teams stacked up, and they're going through the girls playing in the white, the OCC All-Stars.
First, let's meet the visiting team wearing their dark uniforms here this evening, the Central Ohio All-Stars. Coming off the bench from Grandville High School, wearing number 23, Ella Weigel.
And introducing the away team, Central Ohio All-Stars.
Number 3 from Bishop Watterson, Kieran McGuff. Wearing number 3 from River Valley, Brooklyn.
I believe they're going through all of the rest of the team first, and then they will be going through each one of the starters for this squad today.
A 5'11" and 3/4 inch, number 10, Sophia Klein.
Sophia Klein.
From New Lexington, number 24, Aubrey Spicer.
Aubrey Spicer.
Number 5,
from New Lexington.
Kiara McElrath.
Kiki McElrath. And we're familiar with her as score on air from Bishop Hartley. Ella Brandewie, as we mentioned, she's wearing number 4 this evening. She's the very tall 6'3" sophomore, the great volleyball player in the nation who we mentioned earlier on. And now they're running down. The home team is going to be in the white, and it looks like they've got a pack of Lions over there as I'm looking at the jerseys of Clark Jackson, standing next to Layla Marshall. And those girls standing at 5'11" and 5'8" side by side.
From Gahanna Lincoln, number 22, Clark Jackson.
And you did mention, I believe, Emma, that Gahanna Lincoln was put out of the tournament early in shock.
Yeah, they got knocked out really early. They were a favorite to make it into the district. I'm pretty sure they got knocked out in the sectional. They have a really young team. Bella Ward will be playing tomorrow, I believe, and she's committed to Butler. And then they have 4 solid guards between the freshman and sophomore class, and a few other great role players sprinkled in. So we hope to see them make a big impact next year after being knocked out early.
Well, when you've got a lot of young girls playing in your team, it's disappointing, of course, to miss out early on, but it's not the worst thing in the world. You have a lot more to look forward to, and I mean, the lineup for the home team here in the OCC All-Stars looking a little bit small. We've got Layla Jones from Westerville South. She's standing at 5'10". But when you're looking at the likes of someone like Ella Brandewie, and she's going up to bat away this tip-off against number 12, Tessa Grady of Dublin Coffin. And Tessa's not small. Tessa's standing at 6'1", but for some reason, Brandewie has 2 inches on her. So be looking at this tip-off and see where this ball goes. I think that Brandewie might swat it into the basket. Close. And the Central Ohio All-Stars win it. The tip-off. And coming around the floor is Talia Holmes of Heath. Swings that ball around. And making a big move inside, and the shot's off the mark. Goes Aubrey Spicer of New Lexington. Now with the ball in her hands, Madison Green. Madison Green swings the ball to number 1, Imani Finch. And kicks it back out to Miss Green of Pick Central, and she not able to connect with the bucket.
Brandewie with an early rebound. I'm sure that will be a common theme today.
And watch her, woo, and it's Kiki McElrath with the three-pointer to start it off. And also familiar to start, and coming back with another 3 of her own attempt by Clark Jackson. No, I'm sorry, that is Nelia Geis of Westerville South. Now, there are several 22s on the floor, and pick this out. It says Central Ohio All-Stars has 3 number 3s as Clark Jackson makes her way to the basket here. By Madison Green. I'm sorry, that's Madison Green of Pick Central. We're going to get used to these names quick because we're going to be hearing them a lot because these girls are firing away at the basket.
They sure are. Madison Green can go. She goes and goes and goes at a high level. Not to be confused from the Madison Green, who has already left Pick Central, or Pick North, Central, who is at Ohio State with J.C. Sheldon.
Okay, wow.
The second one, kind of crazy.
Absolutely incredible. You got 2 Madison Greens from the same city.
And both outstanding ball players.
It's fascinating, and you're looking at, this is the sophomore all-star game. Central Ohio All-Stars versus the OCC All-Stars. Madison Green with another effort right to the basket, gets her own rebound. Shot goes up, and Ella Brandewie with the rebound. Oh, sends that ball right on down the floor to teammate Talia Holmes of Heath. And Bishop Hartley and Heath know each other well.
Yes.
As Heath ended up was put out of the tournament by Hartley, and of course, ending the dreams of Talia Holmes. But Talia Holmes only a sophomore, and Talia Holmes had a lot of shot attempts. That girl has so much heart and determination. As you see the ball float inside to Brandewie, not able to do anything with it, so she collects herself and sends it back on out to her teammate.
Ooh, nice
Aubrey
pass.
Spicer.
Ooh, another nice pass.
And it's number 42, Madison Davis from Vinton County with a 2-point basket. And there are 88 counties in Ohio, from what I understand. Vinton was new for me before today, but I know it now. They got Madison Davis out there, and I'm impressed.
Vinton was new to me before this season, and boy, did they make a run. I think they ended up in the Final Four, maybe even the state championship this year.
Aubrey Spicer with a great effort, and draws the foul against number 22, Nelia Geis of the OCC All-Stars, and Aubrey Spicer is going to go to the line. She'll shoot 2. Central All-Stars lead 5-4 with 6 minutes and 30 seconds ticking on the clock. Spicer misses the first of 2. Got Hartley Hawks on the floor right now. We've got a Heath Bulldog on the floor. Got Aubrey Spicer from New Lexington. Not sure their mascot, but we've also got a Viking from Vinton County. All makes sense. And I would have to say, not that it matters. You know, size really doesn't matter all that much, but Imoni Fitch, they've got her listed at 5'8". I can't see her being any taller than 5'3".
No.
Actually takes a 3-point shot, and Ella Brandewy not able to get her hands up, or else she may have blocked it, but Imoni Finch with the 3-point basket.
That does not happen very often. A 3-point shot in front of Ella. Beautiful one from the corner.
I believe they haven't credited Central with the points. No, I'm sorry.
They're OCC.
They are. They did credit the OCC. Okay, so it's OCC who is up. A little 3-point swing to put the OCC up 7-5. Emma, thank you very much for the correction there, because I would have lost myself in this game. Aubrey Spicer, 3-point attempt. It's no good, but Ella Brandewy with the offensive rebound. Kiki McElrath going to take her own 3, and it's good! Kiki McElrath back at it again for the Hartley Hawks. Madison Green adding her own 3-point attempt, and it's Kiki.
That buzzer will scare you.
Well, the buzzer goes off. There was no stoppage in play, but perhaps just a break in the first or a timeout. That's not regulation, but it's halfway through the first. Maybe that's how they're regulating substitution?
Yeah, I think so. Yep, 5 minutes at a time.
Okay.
People are excited in here today.
And if you're enjoying this broadcast and you would like to learn how it's done behind the scenes, check out the Ohio Media School located in Columbus. If you're interested in radio production, TV broadcasting, or digital media, the Ohio Media School is the choice for you. Visit Ohio Media School at beonair.com/Columbus. You can also find the Ohio Media School on all your favorite social media. Ohio Media School, we change lives. And with 4:44 remaining, that ball kicked from Gahanna Lincoln Lion to Lion. And now kicked out to number 2 for the Marysville Monarchs. Before it's back in the hands of Gahanna Lincoln Lion, number 22, and that's Clark Jackson, the 5'11" guard with a 3.9 GPA. And before this ball makes it back inside for Central Ohio All-Star, and that ball is made by Bern Union's number 10, Sophia Klein.
This pace has really picked up here. I love to see it. We love an up-and-down game. Oh.
We do love an up-and-down game. Someone got tangled up, and someone tried to embarrass someone else. That was Ella Weigel from Granville. And I believe that a Lion had tripped over her own paws, rather. and it was Sophia Klein who attempted to break her off, and it was Ella Weigel who was unable to break her off. And now a 3-point shot attempt going up. That attempted by Ava Krutowskis. Such great determination for these girls to keep the ball on their end of the basket. And now the Lincoln Lions and the rest of the OCC All-Stars are going to take the ball out under their own basket. That's Layla Marshall. And dropping it off.
That was a nice
no-look pass to Ava Krutowskis. 3-point shot attempt. It's no good. That one went up by Samara Savoy of Reynoldsburg.
Pretty shot.
And a 3-pointer drained. And that's by the Vikings. It's from, what kind of Vikings are those?
River
Let's see,
Valley.
It's one of our 4 number 3s, and that's River Valley's Brooklyn Mosier, the 3-point shot. And a great effort to the basket once again, and that's Layla Marshall of Gahanna Lincoln. Emma, I don't really know. There's so much happening all at once here, and very rarely do you see such a high-level, fast-paced game you played, but you're looking at some of the best sophomores.
Yes.
In Central Ohio. As Layla Marshall adds another 2 points, and it's all tied up 13-13 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. You mentioned before the game, you prefaced the when I asked you who we should be looking for, and you said everyone, and you weren't lying.
I was not lying. Ella Weigel from Granville was, I believe, second team All-State this year, and Layla Marshall put up big minutes, huge important minutes for Gahanna Lincoln, and the list goes on. Bern Union made a deep run. Sophia playing with her sister Bella. And honestly, every single one of these kids, the level of ball between the freshmen and sophomores, you can tell that pace is different. And these sophomores get it done. Especially this group that's on the floor. I feel like things have picked up in the second 5 minutes here.
They're firing away
they
right
are
now. And they're not, you can tell kind of the difference between physicality between freshmen and sophomores. A lot of these girls are not afraid to take the ball deep into the paint. They're not afraid to drive the basket. And especially when you've got Ella Brandewy or something up against you, a lot of people are going to stray away from keeping the ball in the paint.
Yes.
A great effort to keep the ball in. They're all tied up on the floor. And, of course, it's none other than the Gahanna Lincoln Lion, Layla Marshall, once again getting tied up on the floor with a Warrior. And number 3 from River Valley, Brooklyn Mosher?
Yep.
Okay. I'm not very familiar with Brooklyn or River Valley or Worthington Christian, so pardon me in deciphering between these jerseys.
Worthington Christian also had a great year. They, I believe, lost in the regional final on the back of Megan's sister.
Okay.
And senior Kat
Megan
Wakely.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. And she'll be playing in the All-Star game tomorrow evening?
I don't know that she is playing tomorrow night. It's definitely a possibility.
Ball being brought up the floor by Kayla Curry-Brown. Curry-Brown looking for somewhere to go. She dribbles off to the left wing.
Ooh, give it to her inside.
Sends it back down in to Clark Jackson. Clark Jackson makes a move inside, kicks it out to Layla Marshall. Layla Marshall, another effort to take it back inside to the basket. Didn't have enough gusto to get it in, but she's fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot too. Layla Marshall must have 6 shots up and probably 3 made.
Yeah,
she is
everywhere.
Her presence is very much felt on this floor. And it seems to me she's got a lot of fans in the stands too. I hear a loud roaring crowd, and I'm sure that's all of Gahanna Lincoln in support of 3 sophomores they have. It seems they have a bright future for this Lions team, who you said was cut down early in their prime this year and disappointed. But Kieran McGuff with the ball, and she stopped short on the 3-point line to take one.
That looks, tough miss, but that was a nice shot.
She then drops it off to Brooklyn Mosher. And at the buzzer, the ball not up, but it did go through the cylinder. That was number 22, Clark Jackson of Gahanna Lincoln. And after the first quarter, it's 13-13. Central Ohio versus the OCC All-Stars, all tied up here at Bern Union.
Today's broadcast is sponsored by Focus Floors, CertaPro Painter, Mojo Sports Gear, The Theater People, and the Ohio Media School.
Back here at Bern Union, 13-13. You're watching 270 Hoops on Score on Air Network, powered by Nova Village. Battle for the city, the OCC All-Stars versus the Central Ohio All-Stars. It's 13-13 to start the second quarter. And the original lineups for both teams, all starters on the floor. Ella Brandewy, Kiki McElrath, Madison Davis, Aubrey Spicer, and Ella Weigel for the Central Ohio All-Stars. And of course, back for the OCC All-Stars, you got Madison Green. 3-point shot! What a basket. That's Nalia Geis. Nalia Geis there with the 3-point basket. Yeah, looked like she was bumped getting there, moving to the basket, but no call on Ella Weigel. And she was the first person to touch it as she ran out of bounds, and they're going to call a turnover. OCC All-Stars lead 16-13 to start off with 9 minutes, 25 seconds remaining. and Madison Green too strong off the backboard. This ball is going to go on back to the Central Ohio All-Stars in the hands of Aubrey Spicer from New Lexington. Aubrey Spicer, Madison Green trying to lock her down on the sideline. Madison Davis with the ball. Madison Davis drives inside, kicks it out to Kiki McElrath. McElrath looking for a place to go. A lot of shake and bake. Step back. Madison Davis doing the best she can. It's Ella Brandewie who gets the ball off the cylinder, puts it back up, and can't make it go down, but she'll go to the line to shoot two as she's fouled.
Shooting two, Eloise Brandewie.
And doing a great job all year long as she has been, and it's great to be able to see her play in something like this. I'm sure she's got a lot of volleyball stuff going on.
Yeah, changing things up a little bit.
If you're, this is probably somewhat of a vacation for her, and I have not interviewed her or asked her at any point, which one she's picking. But if I'm 7th in the state, or 7th in the nation, I'm sorry, at my position, and she actually misses both there as I'm talking about which one might be her favorite.
Beautiful pass from Madison Green.
Wait till Ella gets her hand on one of these balls going up to the basket. You're going to see that sucker go into the stands.
Yep. I mean, she catches that rebound at the rim every time.
When you're 6'3", it seems effortless. The girl can play some basketball. And we called one of the games. It might have been against the Heath Bulldogs. I'm not positive. I was calling it with a gentleman from Score on Air, Will Cansey. And he kept on referring to her as Mrs. Fundamental. And look at that. Right under the basket is Ella Brandewie herself with a pass from teammate Kiki McElrath, making it look easy like old times. And these girls have 2 more years remaining.
Yeah. They'll really miss quarter cracks in the coming year, but those two together. Kiki was so fun to watch during this season. She struggled a bit at the beginning, but then found her role and found her place and started giving Hartley some really, really good minutes and making a big impact from the three-point line with that pull-up jumper, her passing ability all over the floor.
Beautiful left-handed layup by Amoni Finch. And Aubrey Spicer, I'm sorry. Mixing up names as I was thinking about Bella Parker.
Yes.
Bella Parker, also a great integral part of the team and Bishop Hartley, and a great part of their success this year before they went down to, was it Hamilton Baden? I believe they played against Hamilton Baden in the district finals, and were chopped down in a great game. But the girls this year from Bishop Hartley is another 2-point basket going in from Tessa Grady at Dublin Kaufman, brings the lead 20-17 over the Central Ohio All-Star. They were chopped down by Hamilton Baden. I know their season chopped a little bit short, but great effort, like you did mention, from quarter crack. She's going to go on to, and Brandewie blocked there. You rarely see that happen.
Nice pass. Oh, Brandewie wanted that one.
Great stoppage of the ball, and yes, Brandewie did want that, as that ball was then made by number 22 of Westerville South, Nalia Geis. Sibling to
Zoe.
It was the young lady from earlier, Zoe Geis.
Yep.
Wow. They've got nothing but, look at that, years to come in Westerville South. Very fortunate. And the Hartley Hawks not able to get the ball in on free throws here, but Kiki McElrath misses the first of 2. Plans on sinking this one, I'm sure of it. And she does. Cuts the lead to 4 at 22-18. OCC All-Stars lead Central All-Stars 22-18. Kiki McElrath jumps out of the sky like a cornerback. And an ill-advised pass. Nalia Geis going to the basket. Kiki McElrath with what may have seemed like it was all ball, but with a little bit of body.
Yes.
As the foul is called, Nalia Geis will go to the line to shoot 2. Kiki McElrath with a smirk to the camera saying, hey, it wasn't me. And, of course, this is all, it's somewhat fun and games, but you're out here competing with girls you're going to see in competition over the next couple of years. You might participate with or against each other in AAU. And at that 5-minute mark, they're bringing in substitutions once again. But as I was saying, you might be competing against these girls in the future. You might see each other in the state finals. You might see each other along the way in the tournament. And so being out here and playing with each other a little bit and just having fun, it's got to bring a smile to everyone's face, especially when your teams have so much success as these girls do.
Yeah. And they're constantly competing against each other, as you said. And so it's got to be fun to loosen up a little bit, come out to an all-star game, and they're still competing their hearts out. But it's got to be fun to be on the same team as some of these kids you're beating up against during their regular season.
Ooh, and a great shot there. And that's number 3 from the Vikings. And that's a Central Ohio nope, that is one of the other number 3s. Nope, that's Central Ohio All-Stars, Brooklyn Mosier from River Valley with that 2-point shot. Yeah, we could have gone alternates for today, but that's okay.
Oh.
And that ball stripped out of the arms of Sophia Klein and right out in front of Gahanna Lincoln's number 5, and that's a 2-point make for Layla Marshall.
Man, you're going to have a tough argument for player of the game today.
It could very well be one of the Gahanna Lincoln girls at this point. It could be Layla Marshall. And once again, that ball a little far out in front of her. Oh, and a great effort to save it, but she can't quite make it. Layla Marshall right out in front, turned on the gas to go get that.
We talked a lot about in the first game about how these kids get into the gym, and man, they do not look like they've missed a beat with how much they're running up and down the floor.
No, I don't know what coaches were doing for conditioning, but it worked.
It's working.
And Kieran McGuff sending the ball inside. Out to Talia Holmes for the 3-point shot, and a great effort to get back inside for the rebound. Nothing going, but then Bern Union's Sophia Klein gets the rebound and puts it back up for 2. Central All-Stars lead, or Central Ohio All-Stars trail OCC All-Stars 24-22. Keeping that ball around the perimeter until they find a good cut. Layla Marshall's not afraid to go inside. Neither is the Warriors.
Oh, no.
And that was Westerville North's number 23, Kayla Curry-Brown. Not afraid to go inside. I don't think any of these girls are afraid to drive the ball to the basket. They know what that leads to, and I believe that they're probably confident that they can shoot their free throws and make their free throws. And that's what good basketball teams do often. They're going to make their free throws. They're going to avoid turning over the basketball.
I'd love to see this group of OCC girls with Eloise Brandywine on the floor. See if we can mix these lineups up a little bit.
And is this one River Valley, or is this Megan Weekly of Worthington Christian?
This is Megan Weekly.
Okay. Megan Weekly of Worthington Christian. At the line, shooting 2, and she misses the first of 2 with 2 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the second quarter. OCC leads Central Ohio All-Stars 24-22, and it'll stay that way. Bern Union's number 10 goes back up. It's Sophia Klein, not able to put it in the cylinder. And Layla Marshall gets the ball back inside to number 22, Clark Jackson.
An absolute dime from Layla Marshall. I think she put that through 3 defenders for the easy layup. Absolutely beautiful.
That's something that you could only see teammates do with the chemistry. And now a 3-pointer for Layla Marshall of Gahanna Lincoln. And they bring their lead 29-22 over the Central Ohio All-Stars. Talia Holmes looking for a friend. Sophia Klein gets the ball to Brooklyn Mosier, and Brooklyn Mosier has the ball stripped away. Megan Leakley on the defense, and that's a shot for Clark Jackson. 2 points. And the lead is now 9 for OCC.
These Gahanna Lincoln Lions like to run, buddy.
Talia Holmes with the basketball, looking for Megan Weekly, and that shot's just off the mark. Ball gets back outside to Kieran McGuff. Kieran McGuff with a great left hand from the right side of the basket. She's going to go to the line, and she's fouled to shoot 2. There's 50.3 seconds remaining in the second quarter. OCC leads Central Ohio All-Stars 31-22. She misses the first of 2. Perhaps they're stopping the clock now under a minute.
Looks like it.
Kieran McGuff makes the second of 2. As Central Ohio All-Stars trail the OCC All-Stars 23, or 31-23, just by 8.
Oh,
a great
beautiful
pass
backdoor
inside.
cut. Nice pass inside. Some good basketball.
Very good basketball for girls who have not seen each other. They sort of just, and I'm sure that we'll see, and I don't believe I'll be in here tomorrow evening, but as you can see, the freshman to the sophomore game and how they're making cuts to the basket and their style of play. They know what's going to create opportunities, and by doing that, these girls are cutting to the basket. So eventually you're going to see a ball come your way. You just have to be ready for it.
Exactly.
And everyone's systems are a little bit different, but the understanding of the game as you move on and as you mature and you get older, and that's the Monarchs number 2, Ava Chukowski's making 1 of 2 free throws there. 32 seconds remaining. Talia Holmes, long 2-point jumper off the mark. And this ball being brought up the floor by Kayla Curry-Brown. Kayla Curry-Brown with a great right-handed layup. Couldn't make it in the cylinder. Rebounded by Layla Marshall, puts it back up, and that's no good. And Worthington Christians. Megan Weekly takes the ball inside with a great left-handed layup.
Beautiful left-handed finish. Oh, Layla Marshall. Hit. Oh.
Layla Marshall with the deep 3 to end the game, and that shot was on line, just didn't have enough to get in.
32-25.
And at the half break, it's 32-25. OCC All-Stars lead the Central Ohio All-Stars by a score of 32-25. You're watching 270 Hoops on Score on Air.
Have you always dreamed about a career in sports broadcasting but aren't sure where to begin? Well, if so, then look no further than the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. Whether in front of the camera, on the microphone, or behind the scenes, you'll learn from a pro to be a pro in the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. You'll get hands-on training and live in-the-field experience at some of Ohio's biggest sporting events. You'll be the star of your very own webcast, and you'll get the opportunity to interview some of Ohio's biggest athletes. Call us today at 614-655-5250 or visit our website at beonair.com.
Do you have design ideas for t-shirts but you're not sure where to go? Go to Mojo Sports Gear. That's right, Mojo Sports Gear. At Mojo Sports Gear, you can get custom-made shirts. Whatever design you need, Mojo Sports Gear can provide it. Don't forget to grab a custom-made cap on your way out and rock the best headgear in the game. Give them a call at 614-864-6656. That's 614-864-6656.
Sports. You want to have a player that can get the job done right every time. A real all-star, somebody that's dependable and you can turn to when the game is tough. That player in the audio-video industry is the theater people. From setting up your home's Wi-Fi network and offices, conference rooms, to setting up home theater inside or outside, to setting up the systems to make your home run smarter and safer as well. The theater people can do it all with the quality of professionalism you can expect every single time. That isn't just a great all-around player, that is an all-star. That is why we are the leaders in audiovisual installation in Central Ohio. So call us at 614-604-6327 or check out our website at ttpcolumbus.com to figure out which products will fit you. And don't forget, amplify your personality with the theater.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
I just wanted to play.
I just want to play. I just want to play. I just want to play.
Play.
Play. Along the way, I'm learning
Sportsmanship.
sportsmanship, teamwork,
Teamwork.
How to work hard.
How to work hard. Discipline.
hustle,
Sacrifice.
How to be a leader.
Dedication.
I just want to play. And along the way, I'm learning
To put the team before myself.
To put the team before myself. How to be a student.
How to be a student.
I'm learning
To set a good example.
How to work hard.
to accept responsibility.
That I represent my community.
That I represent my community. I just wanted to play, and look where it took me.
She's done it! Tiana Bartoletta has done it! From Elyria, Ohio, now an Olympic gold medalist.
The year was 1907. The Cubs won the World Series and the Ford Model R hit the assembly line. While here in Ohio, school administrators came together to form the Ohio High School Athletic Association. One thing that hasn't changed since 1907 is the dedication of the OHSAA to education-based athletics in Ohio. School sports teach responsibility, sportsmanship, and life lessons that stay with students long after their playing days are over. The OHSAA seeks to prepare students not for the next level of sport, but for the next level of life.
Focus Floors is your one-stop shop for quality flooring from a company you can trust. Give us a call at 614-751-2117 or visit our showroom, 251 or 251 Schofield Drive, Columbus. You can also browse our gallery at focusfloors.net. And we're about to resume the Central Ohio versus OCC All-Stars. There's 10 minutes on the clock. The original lineups for each team on the floor right now: Kiki McElrath, Aubrey Spicer, along with Ella Weigel, Ella Brandewie, and Madison Davis. For the Central Ohio All-Stars, a three up by Ella Weigel, and that's off the mark. Now posted up, flying down the floor, it's Madison Green of Pickering Central. Or Madison Green rather, all ball on the right wing. Kicks that ball on out, and it's a three-point shot for Imoni Finch of Westerville North. 35-25, OCC leads Central Ohio. Kiki McElrath working her magic on the outside. Penetrates. Two-point shot up and all around the rim. But Ella Brandewie with the offensive rebound, and she goes up for two. They're firing away now.
The bank is open, everyone.
The bank is open. That's Madison Green with the three-point bank. Oh, it was a long two-point. I am corrected. 37-27, leads now 10. Aubrey Spicer, three-point shot, up, no good. That ball is now rebounded by Layla Jones of Westerville South. Layla Jones looking for a way to go. Ella Weigel. Stiff defense out on the outside. Met up with Madison Davis for a little help. And Jones is fouled. But she was not in the act of shooting, so she is going to take the ball out. She'll look for Madison Green on the three-point line. And instead, she finds Imoni Finch. Imoni Finch, great left hand. And that ball just stopped at the cylinder, sat up there for a second, and fell right in.
It's wild.
That girl's got magic in that left. Kiki McElrath for 3 points. That's just off the mark, but rebounded by Aubrey Spicer, and then kicks it out to Ella Weigel, and Ella Weigel with the jumper. Madison Green fires away at a three-point shot. That's no good. Layla Jones, they're fighting with the ball inside. Aubrey Spicer takes the liberty herself to send the ball down the floor.
Nice
Sends it out
pass.
to Ella Weigel.
Oh.
Shucks, did you look at that pass?
What a pass.
They were just sitting there. They're kind of pass, set, spike, boom, back to each other. I was waiting for the spike somewhere, and Brandewie couldn't even get to it. These girls were just passing the ball back and forth to each other. It was Spicer to Weigel, Spicer, Weigel, Spicer. And then she was fouled, but not in the act of shooting. Brandewie's going to take the ball out here for the Central Ohio All-Stars. Goes to teammate Kiki. Kiki looks back inside to Brandewie. Brandewie hook shot off the hands of Kiki, but knocked away. It seems as if it was Imoni Finch.
These girls are so competitive.
And Brandewie for two. These girls are very competitive, Emma, and it's refreshing to see something like this because, and it's Madison Green. That's a three-pointer this time around, and the lead's now 11, 42-31, OCC over Central. Tiki McElrath coming back with a three of her own.
Deep three.
And Madison Davis with the rebound. Aubrey Spicer.
Man. The lockdown D from Madison Green.
Madison Green takes this ball all on her own, goes to the basket, and a beautiful right hand over Kiki McElrath. This is top-tier basketball.
It really is.
Something you don't see a lot. Kiki with the no-look, and it's Madison Green in her path. Steals the ball away, sends it on down to Amoni Fence, and it's Amoni Fence for two. They broke that lead wide on open.
The OCC's running them out of the gym.
OCC is now 15, showing them who's boss. And so the freshman, you might be able to take this for Central, but
oh.
A body on the floor, and Coach Ross Ryan all excited for his girls taking the charge as Ella Brandewie is charged with the foul for the offensive foul against the OCC.
Madison Green, can't get that third one to go.
Madison Green is not stopping. She has 19 seconds left on the floor this quarter, and there's no way that she's not letting up.
Nope.
The girl is in your face with defense, but I guess that's what happens when you have the support of such great players and you're playing amongst each other and you know you get a break. You get 5 minutes as hard as you can go.
Yep.
And you get to sit down for 5.
Yes.
You don't have that liberty in a basketball game.
No.
And at the buzzer, it's 5 minutes, and you know what that means. They're switching them out once again. But I want you to remember that CertaPro Painters let our experts provide you with a free in-home quote or a remote quote in respect to social distancing. Visit us at CertaProPainters.com/Columbus today or call 614-489-8830. Leah Holmes with the ball. Drops it off to Kieran McGuff. Kieran McGuff having a hard time getting inside. And this time puts the ball up, and that's no good. And a long pass down floor to Layla Marshall, and she's unable to get it in the cylinder. And a great pass off the leg from Megan Weekly from Worthington Christian. And that ball is going to float out of bounds. Worthington Christian is the Warriors, aren't they?
Yes, I believe so.
Could be River Valley. Or is that Brooklyn Moser? That's Brooklyn Moser.
No, that's what the Warriors of Worthington Christian. Okay.
Boom. 3-point shot, up and good to Leah Holmes. And I saw a lot of that from Talia Holmes as they matched up against the Bishop Hartley Hawks.
I was going to say, that looks like the Holmes of the district final.
Talia Holmes was a monster on that floor that game and doing everything that she could to take over the game, amongst her team, and with a great senior leadership from their captain. Collier had a great effort there and just not enough to do what they had to do. And Ella Brandewie boxing out and doing everything that she does, just too much size for Heath to keep up with. But wonderful to be able to see her out here on the floor again, as now an ill-advised pass turns over the ball for the Central Ohio All-Stars. And the OCC, there's nothing but Lions in the area. And a 2-point shot attempt.
Getting a little touchy now.
And now a foul is going to be called after Clark Jackson goes up for a 2-point shot. It was off the mark, and now we'll have Bern Union Sophia Klein. Bern Union playing in her own house today. Sophia Klein must be happy to be here and be selected for this game as a sophomore.
This has been an extremely physical game so far.
These girls are doing so much getting their hands in the air. They all seem so long. Great shot attempt from the OCC going on up, and now it is Clark Jackson to Gahanna Lincoln who finds the basket. OCC leads 48-34 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining.
Nice move.
And a great move there. Great move by Brooklyn Moser of River Valley. She's fouled in the act of shooting. Goes to the line to shoot two. And with 2 minutes and 18 seconds left to play, Mosier sinks the first. 48-35, OCC leads. Could you see any way that Central's going to be able to close this gap here? You know, it started off neck and neck.
If they get a couple three-pointers, they're right back in it. But with the way Marshall and Clark Jackson get down the floor, I don't know how possible it'll be.
It's difficult to compete with, but I know that Andreas James has an answer for it. Otherwise, he's going to have to hear it from Ross Ryan, I'm sure, for a while. And that's a 2-point basket. Up, it's good. She's fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot one more. Is Nalia Geis.
Nope. Kayla Curry-Brown. I got you, man.
Kayla Curry-Brown. Thank you so much.
I got you. Kayla was a lot of fun to watch this season. I don't want to call her a role player because she plays a huge part in Westerville North's game, but she does a little bit of everything for them. She'll score if you need her to. She's a lockdown defender. She is definitely a kid who will play at the next level.
Well, that's terrific. That's absolutely terrific to hear, and only as a sophomore. And I noticed that on the junior rosters that there's already someone committed in the first of 2 games tomorrow evening, as we have a foul on the floor, and it's once again River Valley's Brooklyn Mosier going to go back to the line. If they keep on drawing fouls like this, they can inch their way back into this contest. But seeing that there are girls now who are gaining notoriety, and when you're going to be getting looks as a sophomore, and know that you could make a commitment as a junior to go to the school of your choice, that's absolutely incredible.
It really is. These kids have great opportunities, and like even in the sophomore class, I believe Tessa Grady has a couple offers. Layla Marshall might even have a couple. These kids are getting lots of choices, and even with the restrictions we're seeing, go ahead. Even with the restrictions we're seeing because of COVID and the lack of recruitment of the senior class, these younger classes are still getting looks and still getting offers.
Well, you're doing the best you can with the film that you have out there, as Layla Marshall had the last basket for OCC. And looking forward, and that ball, I don't know if someone got a piece of it or just didn't make the right path to the rim. But, you know, you brought up Kayla Curry-Brown. She's someone who's going to be getting looks in the future. I want you to know this. As I look at the sophomores on this chart and their GPAs, Kayla Curry-Brown of Westerville North has a 4.2 GPA. And that is incredible. Because as a sophomore, sometimes, in another great effort, and this time it's Layla Marshall once again. You know, we're going to have a lot to think about when it comes to our Mojo Sports Player of the Game, and that's a buzzer. And they're counting it good. It's Brooklyn Mosier of River Valley with a 3-pointer. And that lead cut to just 15. OCC leads 55-40 over the Central Ohio All-Stars at the break.
Great shot from the corner.
Today's
beautiful shot from the corner. I know if it was going to go or not.
Certa Pro Painter. Mojo Sports Gear. The Theater People. And the Ohio Media School.
Make sure you amplify your personality with the Theater People. They can help you with your entire home setup of entertainment or networking and security. Call 614-604-6327 or visit thetheaterpeople.com to build your dream home entertainment system. What a shot from, and I have to refer back to the roster again so I don't get the wrong number 3, but that's Brooklyn Mosier of River Valley. Yes. She gets it, she's poised, she's in control at the corner on the right wing and drains a 3-pointer at the buzzer. Now, I don't care what kind of game you're playing. I don't care how far you're down. Doing that does something different for you as a player.
I would say so, yes. I really hope to see the Central Ohio team make a run after that. That is a big momentum swing and can be. But this OCC team is kind of crazy right now. They are running and trying to run the Central Ohio team out of the gym.
You know, and I don't know if they went on the bench and had some Bolt 24, but it looks like there's renewed life for each one of these girls after that one. And there was a split second of indecisiveness, but the ball is going to go to the OCC.
A little full court pressure here.
I like to see the full court pressure as Kiki's battling against Madison Green, they have so many weapons.
There are very
OCC
few
team.
people in the state who can keep up with Madison Green. She is quick. I don't know that I'd pressure her full court.
Madison Green in complete disbelief, and you know what Pickerington Central's doing with their programs, boys and girls alike. So that's exciting to note. We've got young greatness in our presence. As Kiki McElrath looking around the wing to find someone, Ella Brandewy, the great snag, one-handed snag, and an effort to the basket, and she's unable to put it down, but she'll go to the line to shoot two. She missed her first two earlier on. But these young athletes gaining notoriety in this area, a lot of that due to 270. And so we give so much credit that way for all of these kids who are out here, these adolescent young adults. I hate to call them kids because
they're not kids.
They're not. And they're maturing, and they're putting themselves in a position to win and be winners. And when you're looking at them taking things serious, like their education with the GPAs obviously, that's a big part of the selection. I remember seeing on 270 the different teams that come out and the recognition of them with the three-point shot now from Westerville South, number 3, Layla Jones.
Oh, that's a charge.
And they're saying the shoulder went down from Kiki McElrath. And not only did Layla Jones get the three-pointer, but she took the charge afterward.
We have a charge in an all-star game, guys, playing defense.
It's something you love to see. And, of course, Coach Ross Ryan, he's loving it.
He is pumped about this game right now.
He's in a defensive position right now on the sidelines, and he's squatting down and everything else with these girls. Well, when you're a kid from the OCC, when you're a player in the OCC, rather, and you've got a chip on your shoulder playing against some of these teams from, Central Ohio leagues. Ella Brandewy with back-to-back shot and rebounds, padding the stats, and then she finally gets it. Like she's playing a game with the backboard, and she gets it, the ball goes in, and she's getting the foul. She's going to the line to shoot one more. That was very impressive. But to break up my call, we didn't have enough respect for some of those other teams. And Ella Brandewy, I think, tired herself out a bit as the ball didn't quite make it to the cylinder and fell short. But that's okay, 58-43. We all still appreciate the effort, Ella. It's so interesting to see. You didn't have that same level of respect, and where you saw that in the first game, I was humbled even as a former athlete in the OCC, knowing that you have girls like Emily Bradden who can come out and play and make a big difference in these games. I mean, that's incredible. Not all the kids. And another two-pointer. That one going in by the Reynoldsburg Raiders. Number 3, Samara Savoy. And this ball is really getting around to everyone right now.
It is. They're distributing really well. And honestly, these girls look like they've played together before. And they might have, but not in the last week. Not in the last 2 weeks or a month. They've been playing against each other for the last year now. So it's really impressive.
A great job of spreading the wealth here as a great effort to the basket by Imoni Finch. How did they keep that ball back in bounds?
Layla Jones absolutely lays out to save it.
And then Samara Savoy. Samara Savoy back up with another 2-point. Kiki McElrath doing a little shake and bake once again, and a three-pointer for her. She trails back down the floor to get ready for defense. They might want to try that press again. The difference here is 16 with 5 minutes, 20 seconds remaining.
Layla Jones on fire.
Layla Jones, it doesn't matter how much the Central team is doing. It's the OCC who continues to play hard, and they're saying there's no way you're getting back in this. So I'm going to keep track of these. We've got right now, it's looking like the game's not over yet, but Central has one, and OCC is looking towards getting another. Mojo Sports Gear is a proud supporter of high school athletes in Central Ohio. For all your custom apparel needs, give Mojo Sports Gear a call at 614-864-6656 or visit their website at mojosportsgear.com. And I'm keeping track. So Central You got OCC. If it ends 1-1 in the next 5 minutes, then tomorrow you're looking at all the marbles, and dare it be ended in a tie. I'd hate to see it. But with the juniors and seniors playing tomorrow, the class of 2022 and followed by the class of 2021, well, heck, you know what just dawned on me? We've got a 3-point competition after this.
We do, and let's see who the Central Ohio All-Stars won that first one.
I am interested to see who the representatives are for that. Because we've seen some 3-point shooting, but a lot more drive to the basket.
For sure. That first group really shot the 3-point a lot. This group, I don't know. I think Kiki would be in it. Layla Jones possibly. Maybe Amoni Finch. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see who will be shooting for these
Madison Green
guys.
should be in that as well.
Yes, Madison Green should be.
Yeah, I didn't
Talia Holmes, maybe.
Talia Holmes, I'd like to see her in there as well. I think there are 4 or 5. Talia Holmes, you say her name and you spoke her into existence with a 2-point basket right there with 3 minutes and 53 seconds remaining. And the clock keeps ticking. 65-48, OCC leads Central.
The basketball IQ of this group is unbelievable, and it was there for the freshmen too. But the more you play at a higher speed and a higher, unbelievable finish.
A move that was. Throw that on her highlight film. Layla Marshall of Gahanna Lincoln with some sort of something I'd never seen. I think she was moonwalking and then throws the ball up off the backboard and it falls right through the cylinder. Absolute magic. Absolute magic. And this is the kind of stuff that you get to see in an all-star game that you might not normally see somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, another spin. She doesn't have an off button.
Did I call her the Energizer Bunny?
You
earlier?
might have. If not, you should.
If it wasn't her, I know it must have been Madison Green. Then these girls, I am so amazed by what they have going on right now. It's unbelievable.
And Clark Jackson and Layla Marshall, those two were so fun together. And then last game you had Aaliyah Younger, and you add all 3 of them together, man, watch out.
They've got just 2 girls from Lincoln here, and I don't know why. I thought there was another girl from Lincoln in this contest. I thought they almost had 3 representatives, but it's Westerville North and Westerville South also have 2. Reynoldsburg just with the single. Kieran McGuff from Bishop Watterson. That shot off the mark, no good. Layla Marshall brings the ball up the floor, drops it off to her teammate. Clark Jackson. That shot attempt no good. 2 minutes remaining, just about. 69-48, OCC leads. And number 3 drops it off to number 3, so that was Megan Weekly dropping the ball off to Brooklyn Mosier, River Valley, and that ball goes out of bounds. And I know I asked you earlier. I'd asked you earlier, Emma, what do you think, or who might you think now is going to be our player of the game? You know, we called it last time. You had a good call. I want to see if you can speak this one into existence as well. Who might we be looking at as our player of the game for the sophomore All-Stars?
I'm definitely thinking Layla Marshall. She's made her presence known all over the floor, pushing in transition, hitting a couple shots, definitely in the layup game, and then on defense, she's just been locked down. And like we talked about with Emily, she's just been a leader for this OCC team, and so I think it's got to be Layla.
I don't have a counter for that because I think that the wealth has been spread so much amongst the entire team, and it's difficult to just put my hand or my finger. Oh, and the Talia Holmes looks out for Bern Union star Sophia Klein and hits her right in the back. And of course, once again, and I can't quite see, but it's Layla Marshall. So you could be right closing this thing out. I don't have rebuttal for you. If it was going to be anyone else, I'd say Madison Green just because of how active she was when she had the ball in her possession. But Layla Marshall seems as if she must have had 15 shot attempts and made 10 of them.
At least.
Been at the line so many times. I'd love to see the final stat, but incredible.
Brooklyn Mosher has put together a really good game for the Central Ohio team. I believe she had 11 at the half. Ooh.
Three-pointer goes up for number 23, Kayla Curry-Brown of Westerville North.
So definitely a great performance from her.
There's so many.
Nice ball fake. There she goes again.
Is that Megan Weekly?
Brooklyn Mosher.
Brooklyn Mosher.
Shoot it. Count it.
I would have loved to. I would have counted it, even after
I would have counted
for Layla Marshall. And you can tell she was trotting up the floor, just almost gingerly towards the end there on those last two possessions. You could tell I'm pretty much done. You know, when you play just, I guess, what, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Right? You
20
can play
minutes.
20
or 40
or 40.
Oh, yeah.
But you go that hard for all of those, and Zach Clear 270 is about to present to us the MVP for the Sophomore Battle of the City All-Star.
2 for 2 today.
Emma Irvin, 2 for 2 tonight with the freshmen and the sophomores. And congratulations to Layla Marshall of Gahanna Lincoln High School for her MVP in this contest. And between her and Emily Bratton, 2 different styles of play.
Definitely.
But you can tell that when they want to take over a game, that's something common. So our Mojo Sports Gear player of the game goes out to Layla Marshall of Gahanna Lincoln. The first elect going to Emily Bratton of Bloom Carroll. But you can tell how these 2 players are able to take over a game when they need to. They make their presence felt on the court. Emily seemed to be more of a vocal leader. And they're announcing the 3-point contest participants. Layla Jones, Layla Marshall. Madison Green, I thought she'd be in there. And Ella Weigel, also one of those participants. So we will be bringing you this 3-point contest as it begins, and I believe we're going to jump right into it.
Man, if they didn't do enough running in that game, let's throw them to the 3-point line.
And that's back-to-back. We had a mild break in between the last one, and now we're going right into it.
Yep. All right.
So at this time, looks like our first participant, and Emma is keeping stat here. Very appreciative for that. And that's Megan Weekly of Worthman Christian.
The last rack in the corner is double points.
The last rack in the corner is double points.
Here we go, ready? 3, 2, 1.
And each of these participants with 75 seconds.
Look at that form, though. Absolutely beautiful. 3.
3 for 5. 3 for 5. And Megan Weekly, she does. And she has the stature for it. You know, and she puts the ball right where it needs to be in the flick of the wrist. Reminds me of a nice song.
Up to 6.
Flick of the wrist there.
7.
And the first 2 typically go down for her, and that's 2, that's 3. Top of the key, she's 4 for 5. Make that 5 for 5. She's going to make it difficult for anyone else to compete as long as she can stick with the monies. Right now having trouble with this one. That's 1 for 5, and then she can make it 2 for 5. She'll keep it interesting. So 1 for 5 from that basket there on the left wing. And the money ball bucket, or the money ball rack. You seem to have liked the other corner better. It'd be nice if they could let these ladies elect which bucket. So, also, you're going to be gassed after taking that many shots, right? So, she did not. 13 with no money balls made. That's pretty impressive.
That is really impressive.
In our first contest, that'd be one way from I think that would have made finals.
Yes, I think it would have.
19 and 14.
Yep.
That's incredible. If you make no money balls and you had 13, that's impressive. And now we're looking at
3, 2, 1.
This is
Clark Jackson
of Gahanna Lincoln. Just looking at the wrong roster. Look at me.
There we go. A little trouble getting it off the rack.
She was 2 of 5 for that first rack.
Yep, 3. There's another one.
And it looks like she's finding it.
Yep, finding her groove. She's got 5. Oh.
And most girls seem to like the top of the key. Don't seem to be so concerned about where the toes are, you know, prior to shooting, but it's close enough, I'd say. And she's making great time right now. She's got 30 seconds remaining and 2 racks remaining. That's right about on time. It's roughly 15 seconds per rack. And she is back at it again.
One more spot.
Pretty gas here. The money balls are going to be big. Those are what matter. She's got 1 of those down, 2 of those down, and call it 3.
13, I think. I mean, I struggle with math sometimes.
And we don't know for sure because Emma's 13. I was going to say, now Emma's not the mathematician.
I am not.
She's doing a heck of a job here. So Clark Jackson and Megan Weekly, both at 13. Now they have 2 rounds, folks, so there's no ties or anything like that necessarily. We don't know. Anything can happen here. And now this is Tessa Grady from Dublin Kaufman.
A little short to start. There we go.
And she's got 2 in the first. Grady also, she has a shot like J.C. Shelton.
Yes.
She has a wide base. Not much rotation on that ball either, but it just floats and goes. That's a good, strong base to be able to keep up so you don't tire out your upper body so much, is what it seems. She's making out okay.
Rolling right now.
I'm glad you have the count because I'm just doing the talking, and I believe in your math, Emma.
I believe in you talking.
Well, I'm glad someone does. I'll have to tell my father how proud Emma Irvin is of me. Maybe he'll believe in me one day. And Tessa Grady on the money balls. First one's up, and it's on the money, but did not go in.
Oh,
number 3 goes in. Number 4 is good. And number 5 is off the mark, but Tessa Grady, I'm guessing she's looking at 15.
I missed one.
I just kind of threw that number out there. And
you should be doing this.
Woo. And next up, we're going to see Emma Irvin of 270 Girls Hoops. I mean, I'm sorry.
Man, I'd love to get out there.
Actually, no. I'm sorry. It's Layla Marshall. It's Layla Marshall, actually. And Layla Marshall.
Oh, boy.
Are we going to see repeats? Are we going to see back-to-backs of Emily Bratton and Layla Marshall, MVP and three-point contest?
Definitely possible.
I mean, if you're going to look at the dominance in these leagues and the classes of these young ladies out here, this is where you might tell that Layla was gassed out.
Yes, she's a little tired.
I didn't
for good reason.
I didn't hear. We're gonna see Talia Holmes though. I thought I heard her name.
That's definitely we haven't had anyone from the Central team yet, so I would think so. There's another one.
Now it's all about these money balls, and she has plenty of time. Now she's
flying
those off. She has 30 seconds remaining, and she's already through half the rack.
Man.
I think she pumped out more shots in just that 75 seconds than she did in the whole game.
I think so.
But there was 20 seconds remaining when she was finished, and that's when you know you're gassed. Is some of those weren't as close as I'm sure that she had liked for them to be. But what an effort. Our MVP coming up a little bit short there with just 3 points. But Kiki McElrath, let's not count her out, but count her in. Kiki has a great stroke. She's smooth with it. Let's see what she can do here.
Already with 2.
And I almost feel the need to justify the fact that she is a sophomore, but these are all sophomores.
Yep.
But usually when we're broadcasting at Bishop Hartley, it's a point to be made that the leadership and the poise of this young lady, how far it goes on the team, how fun she is. Her name's Kiara, but she goes by Kiki. She enjoys being around the rest of the girls. She feeds off their energy. Between her, Bella Parker, Ella Brandy, Cami Quartercracks, the whole squad over there at Hartley. I mean, Kiki is a leader, and you can tell. And they're going to be very fortunate to have her over the next 2 years. And Kiki's going 4 for 5 from the money rack. It's Kiki McElrath. 17 points. And is that the lead?
Yes.
That is the lead so far. Now, what would be nice is if you could just take your first score and submit it to the second round if you didn't want to go again. And right now we have Westerville South, number 3, Leela Jones. Leela Jones starting off hot. 1 for 3, 2 for 4, 2 for 5.
All of these girls can shoot the ball, man.
Well, and I'm just looking at the way that, look, the flick of the wrist. I mean, look at she's getting 6 to 8 inches off the ground each time she's jumping. So
it's making me tired.
The strength in the calves and the endurance that you have, the stamina that you have to have is unbelievable. Because, as you said it earlier, you're watching them, it's making you tired. You're trying to figure out how you're gonna continue. I've still got a long drive home after this.
Right there with you, man. Money ball time.
Money balls, this is where it all matters. 25 seconds remaining. She has more than enough time, but she just likes firing them away. And you know what? You're right about that. Not everyone. She went 4 for 5 from the money balls. And I'd say that's did she? 16.
Yep. Nailed it.
I just, those little jars I used to have as a kid, the jars that go, well, make it, how many, beans or whatever in there? And I used to be so off my estimates tonight. Kind of spot on.
Give this guy a math degree.
All right, and here we're looking at, this is Ella Weigel.
Yep.
Of Granville. She's going 2 for 5 from the first rack, I believe.
Yes.
They're going up so fast, and we've seen it's just nothing but basketballs. That's all I see. It's like counting sheep almost.
It really is.
I'm not ready to go to sleep, though, I'll tell you that.
No.
I'm energized in this environment right now. I'm going to walk outside. It's going to be dark. And
that is true.
Yeah, I'm used to the spring forward and us having the extra hour here in Columbus, Ohio, and in this region. Very happy to have it. And Ella Weigel, she's heating up.
She is ready.
And I'm estimating her 18 if she can kill the rest of these. She can go for 20 if she makes all. And she is in the zone. It's 20. It could be 21.
I don't know. I can't math, though. I got 19.
This is incredible. We're going to get a final here. And they're 25. I don't know where we missed.
Where did I math?
5, 10, 15.
No way.
I'm checking Emma's math right now. 5, 10, 15, and then
is that even
8.
possible?
So you just missed 2. You just missed 2.
Oh, it's 21. 21. I missed 2.
Oh, wow. They said 25. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, at least she's not from Bern Union. Everyone makes mistakes. It's all right. She's not from Bern Union. If it was Sophia Klein, you might have a question about that from the announcers. And right now,
it's like Madison Green.
Madison Green. We thought she should be in it.
Oof, rough first one here. Hopefully she can get. There we go. 1, 2, 3.
I mean, once again, it's the young ladies with the most gas from the.
Yeah.
And she's made several more than even what the MVP had made to this point, but still, you can tell there's so much fatigue just trotting from, rack to rack. It's you can tell it's a struggle. But she has great form, and I feel more of a strong upper body. She has got a great spring in the lower body, but not necessarily using so much of that energy.
Oh.
If she gets a few of these money balls, she'll see herself in the second round.
There's one.
This should be enough.
She's
going to cut
12.
it close. 14. Money balls are worth 2.
Oh, yeah.
That's all right. See, Emma's breaking down over here for me, but I'm picking her up. That's what teammates are for. All right, here we go.
We have another one.
I believe that we have a late entry.
Is it time for round 2?
Entry? I think they're tallying up and seeing who's going to make it to 2. Right now, on our charts, it should be 21, 17, 16, and 15.
Moving on to the next round from Double Kaufman, shooting first. Tessa Grady.
Tessa Grady from
Looks
Dublin
like
Kaufman.
we're moving 4 on.
So we should be getting Tessa Grady. Layla Jones, Ella Weigel, and Kiki McElrath. So the first of these is Tessa Grady. We will update you on the rest of the participants. Tessa Grady now 1 for 2. 2 for 5 from the first rack.
1, 2, 3.
3 for 5 on the second rack.
Oh, rough one there.
From what I remember from the first one, she's 1 for 5 from that second rack. Most girls like the top of the key. Most players.
Yes.
Like the top of the key. Shorter distance to the basket. And Tessa Grady is doing the best that she can here to get these back in, and she had a great round with she had a great round of money balls on the last rack. And they're rack, and now it's 14, which I'd say she's pretty consistent with what she did last time.
Yeah,
right?
15 that first round, 14 the second round. Only went down 1 despite going around a second time.
Yeah. You send me around. You were saying I'd be lucky to make it 2 racks in. A half a rack in for me, that's it. Give me 3 shots, I'm done. Layla Jones. See, and Layla, she, like I mentioned with her earlier on, she has such a strong upper body. She elevates so much into the air, but then just uses that flick of the wrist to guide the ball. And, I mean, I'm talking 6-8 inches. I'm lucky if that's my vertical.
Yes.
And this sophomore in high school, Layla Jones, flick of the wrist, boom, every time. You can tell.
Like it's nothing.
It's effortless. And I just question how much gas that's taken her to get from point A to point B, and then it's just a lot going on. Well, she's catching fire now. Layla Jones, she's got to have a good money ball basket here, but if she does, she should be able to break 14, and I believe her first score was at 16. She's looking to match that. Last shot.
Oh.
I believe she's coming in at 13. 12 this time around, and she's tired. And I'm watching all the girls out here on the floor, and Brandewie is like getting a workout in or something. She's running around after balls that are kind of random and floating around the floor. Everyone else is kind of just waiting for the makes, and she's just running around. And there's Kiki. Kiki with her first make on the first rack. Just 2 for 5 on the first rack.
She's so fun to watch.
Kiki goes 4 for 5 from the second rack, bringing her a total of 6. Kiki is fun to watch. I agree.
And she doesn't play with a ton of emotion. She's not jumping around like crazy or what have you, but man, does she make plays.
She just looks poised.
Yes, all the time.
She wants to play the game. But you see her crack a smile every now
Occasionally,
and again.
yeah.
She's fun, but she's very competitive. I can tell just from watching her demeanor, her body language. She likes to win. And if she's not winning, she's not really having fun.
No.
But being with her team and having success with her team, these money balls are going to get her the victory. She makes this one, and it's going to be really close. I'm estimating her at 17. 18. I could see Fleer mouth it on down to the announcer here at Berne Union at the scores table. He said 18. It's going to take every bit. Ella Weigel from Granville, the teammate to Kiki McElrath in this game today. And now
we will have a Central Ohio winner in both 3-point contests today.
Wow. Well, we saw that earlier on, that it was Central Ohio can shoot the 3. Who knows what the correlation is there, or if it's size, if it's, you realize that a lot of teams in any level of play win or die, live or die by the 3.
Absolutely.
And, I've seen Hartley do that on several occasions. I've not seen Granville, but Ella Weigel, from what I saw this evening, an excellent competitor. And before we end up wrapping up and coming to a close before the competition, and we'll be getting the numbers here to figure out who is the champion in the three-point contest. Ella Weigel finishing up. She's got to have a good money ball basket. So far, she does.
Beautiful shot from the corner. Can she knock down a couple more? There's one. Oh.
Ella Weigel, not quite. Do you think she met 18? Yep. And it looks like it's going to be Kiki McElrath, the champion. And Kiki doesn't even, let's see if she cracks a smile.
Oh, there's one.
A smile. Someone get her smile on camera, please. We need that. She always seems so serious. She's just humble, and she's poised, and she comes out to play the game. She likes to win. She's a real competitor, and we appreciate you. Congratulations, Kiki McElrath of the Bishop Hartley Hawks. Emma, we're going to come back, and we're going to do this again tomorrow night. It was a great couple of games that we had. We were very fortunate to have been here and had this competition, and we're looking forward to two great classes.
Yes, the junior and senior class, both of them are extremely tough. A lot of college commits already, a bunch of more kids getting offers recently, and we're really, really excited for the level of competition tomorrow.
Okay. And is there anyone in particular, and I'm looking at the rosters here, is there anyone in particular that you know of? You know, and I've got paperwork for paperwork. I can study these girls and to know, but right now we're looking at girls going to places like Louisville, West Virginia, Long Island, Concord, Ashland, all of them. So, I mean, it's very exciting to be able to see this. Is there anything else that we need to be looking at?
All of them, and it's just like it's a recurring theme. Every single one of these kids we should be taking a look at. But this class is pretty special, and we're excited, obviously, about Emma Shoemate. She's a D1 commit. She was first team All-Ohio this year, led Newark to the state championship. But Ashland is a D2 powerhouse who ends up in the NCAA tournament every year. All of these kids are going to compete at a high level, and it's really awesome to see.
Well, I'm very excited for that. And those were some of our seniors. And then for our juniors, just a quick highlight there. The one that I see most notable is Bella Ward from Gahanna Lincoln. And that we saw a lot of a lot of Energizer bunnies from Gahanna Lincoln. These Lions were out here running the floor this evening. Bella Ward on her way to Butler.
Yeah.
And still with a year left.
Yeah, Bella Ward's already committed to Butler. Most of these kids have offers. Maddie Vasicki from Newark can shoot the lights out. Gwen Stair is one of the best point guards I've ever watched. And Kate Scheiber from Granville. She is a great leader on that team, and we're excited to see what she can do in this game. Kylie Graham is an athletic forward. There's so much talent and so much to be excited about in Central Ohio.
Well, and you've heard it here, folks, that we're going to be back tomorrow night at Burn Union, the home of the Rockets, for night 2 of Lady Basketball, brought to you by 270 Hoops in the inaugural game, the inaugural All-Star Game, Battle for the City, powered by Nova Village, and presented to you by the Score on Air Network. Thank you for visiting, and thank you for watching us this evening. I'm Julian Jackson with Emma Irvin, the lady lead analyst for 270 Hoops. You're watching 270 Hoops on Score on Air.